Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Pro Crastinators
Ready,
podcast.
Phantom?
Oh my god!
We did it, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, it's not a T-Bap show. Everybody watch. Come on, let's go. Procrastinators.
We actually made a fucking podcast. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. And today, we've got me, the best guy ever, in addition to some lower life forms, including Munchie.
Do these count as meme mathas? I mean, technically you did release a video.
Absolutely not. It's got to be on my channel. It's got to be on my platform.
Well, I guess you guys are going to be watching this episode on a different channel.
Yeah, when Nate finally stages a violent coup, it's just going to be like the channel will just vanish overnight, and then he will have hundreds of pieces of content to just re-release on his channel, and we'll all be powerless to stop him.
It's the big brain play, honestly.
We should definitely talk about that, because that's crazy shit. I think this is the first episode, yeah, definitely is, since that happened, so we'll get to that later, but there are more people.
We will. Tom is here, of course.
I need more soul.
You're gonna
where are you gonna get them?
From the shoemaker.
That sounds like a man bereft of soul.
I'm gonna kill all of you fuckers.
No, not me.
Oh, there it is.
I am a weak boy. I am a mere hollow, sir.
What do they call a shoemaker? Not a haberdasher.
A cobbler.
A clogmeister. Right.
A cogbler.
That's the one.
Dude, I straight up got my feet measured by a cobbler once. Like I got
Dude,
you.
straight up,
fucking hot.
Straight up.
Dude, did you get your fucking boots blacked? Did you guys engage?
Hell yeah. Oh, I got them fucking shine, dude. I got them shine all the way up to
fully
the
blacked,
heel.
ladies and
You
gentlemen.
engaged in some boot blacking as featured in my favorite webcomic, Ojoy Sex Toy.
It fell apart immediately upon standing up and walking outside, and he didn't give me my money back.
And of course, we also have the furtive hypocrite.
The fertile hypocrite.
Oh, yeah.
Listen, I don't want to make the podcast weird or anything, but like I'm just imagining my children being bred by hippo, and I'm just trying to get a little bit. It's going to look weird right now.
Being bred, like put in a fucking pizza oven and cooked.
Yes,
like fully breaded, dude.
Hey, you forgot me, but that's okay. I'll introduce myself.
I slipped it in. You had said some words.
What's up, guys? Best guy ever here. No wanted sex criminal.
I don't know about wanted.
Back at it again from the Pizza Hut where I'm laying low from the feds. You know how it is, ladies and
I'm
gentlemen.
obligated to inform you that I am a sex offender. If I'm to be on this podcast.
I have a 0 rating on the social credit score.
Hey! Speaking of that Pizza Hut, Nate, do you want me to tell us what that really strange thing you said before we started recording about like child sex cult underneath your pizza Hut? Do you want to explain that on the show? Do you want to get into that?
I think we better save that for the bonus episode.
Yeah,
that's all I've got to say right there.
I think we better keep quiet about that and let the fans speculate.
Yeah.
Before we do anything, I have a bone to pick with Nate.
Don't we all? Yeah.
I gotta air my grievances because before this podcast started,
this guy thinks he's got the only bone with Nate to pick.
I'm just gonna be destroying him repeatedly.
I was awake all night playing Dark Souls 3 because I have no light.
Okay.
And I listened to all of Matthew Matos's Dark Souls 1 commentary. It was pretty cool. And then I needed something else to have as noise while I was playing it because I.
Oh no!
And then
not the lowly Mia Mathova.
And then Mia Mathova came out. And it's like, I'll just start listening to that. And I got 15 minutes into the Devil May Cry 5 Mia Mathova. I'm like, this is the most retarded take I've ever heard in my entire fucking life.
It's a deliberately incomplete take as a man struggling with the reality that he has not found himself attached the way that other people do to Devil May Cry.
I had to roll my eyes. I audibly rolled my eyes. I'll let you figure out what that means. But I audibly rolled my eyes when you were just like, Devil May Cry 3... Man, I don't even understand. What's the 10-minute groove? I don't even fucking get it. And I'm sitting here wait, pause.
I haven't seen this video.
This man, I'm thinking this man, the man who sat us down for 3 hours and had to explain the difference between the Keyblade and the Keyblade is complaining about the 10-minute groove?
Well,
you don't have any ground to stand on, sir.
It's just a matter of personal commitment to how much have I investigated
it's
one
the
versus
fucking
the
tower.
other.
The tower is the 10-minute groove. There you go.
Well, all I'm saying is go on.
Well, I haven't watched this video, but I have seen multiple people in multiple Discords complain about your takes on Devil May Cry. And
Epic.
Excellent. I'm glad I can air that publicly now.
I know you haven't played many of the games, or you're not that into it.
I actually have played all of them. As a matter of fact.
Well, he's just an idiot. I mean, I don't know what to tell you.
It reminds me of the backlash It reminds me of the backlash I got for being like, for the Heroes of Might and Magic videos I made, where like I had no idea. I mean, big mistake to make a video where I wasn't like super fan of the games, and I talked about them, and people ripped me to shreds in the comments constantly about my lack of knowledge on this cult classic that everybody knew about.
So, that's kind of sad though, because like the interesting thing about those videos was like you were someone coming into them not having that background, and like here's a fresh take.
Yeah.
Here's how someone would experience them today, and like that's cool.
It's got a some. It's just that I didn't expect backlash because I didn't know about it, and if I knew that there was like a big fan thing, I probably wouldn't have put my opinion out there because I don't like getting told I'm an idiot. So I probably would have waited until I had more of a understanding of what I was talking about.
I mean, I frankly, like that video was designed to be kind of a parallel to the Hollow Knight one I made for Miamathal 1. And like, I mean, again, it's not like a genius take or anything. It's just like basically my first exposure to this particular game. And looking back on that like Hollow Knight video, I'm sure people, if they watched it now, look, no one's a bigger Hollow Knight fan than me. And I like barely understand what's going on in that game, and I'm fumbling around, and I'm quite critical of Hollow Knight. And now it's like my favorite game of before Sekiro, it's definitely my favorite game of the last like 5, 6, 7 years or something. So like that's what I was kind of hoping people would take away. We'd be able to look back at it as like a landmark in Nate's journey of trying to finally understand what people love so much about Devil May Cry.
You know what would work about a video like that? If it was a video where you start the video not getting it, and then
I get it at the end?
Well, yeah, because like there was this...
I only played 2 hours.
James Rolfe did this thing where he was like, I've never got into Power Rangers before. I want to know what it's all about. And then he basically... it's just a sort of an explanation of him beginning, like, not knowing anything, being an idiot, and then he marathons the whole thing, and then he comes back at the end. I mean, it was James Rolfe. He's crazy. So he marathons the whole thing, and he gets it, and then he has like a big like, oh, this is so great, as like and the people who would otherwise have been annoyed at him loved it because it is living proof that you can get into this thing, and then they could share that to their friends. Like, see, Power Rangers is good. This is why. You should try and get into
Power Rangers, American Power Rangers was actually thought to be good by James. Is that accurate? Because it seemed always pretty childish to me. I mean, I watched it when I was a little kid.
Super childish, but like that's its charm. Its charm is just it's funny, goofy. Okay. Like I think that's also kind of the reason why Devil May Cry is great. Is because it's just like fucking stupid, but like in a cool way.
I wanted to clarify. I just didn't have time to say everything I wanted to. Like I wanted to say how much I love the ending of Devil May Cry 3. Like, it is so good, and I absolutely love it. And, like, the intro, like, I don't feel as much of an attachment to. So I feel like things skewed a little more negative than I wanted to in the video anyway, about, like, the whole series. But,
I mean... just to be clear, just to clarify, before I, jump down your throat, I've only watched the first 15 minutes of the video, because then I had to come up here and record. It does get more
positive.
And I don't even care that you think it's that like, you don't understand it, because I'm not going to sit here and say I understand everything either. I just thought it was hilarious that like the 3-hour Kingdom Hearts lecture man is like, this story confuses me. I just thought that was fun.
Well, that's like saying that because I did a 3-hour lecture on Kingdom Hearts or whatever, that I can't be critical or have any concerns about any story that's overly complex. Look, I'm the first one to admit Kingdom Hearts is overly complicated and doesn't need to be this way. It's just that it hooked me early, so I just got dragged along for the whole ride. But I see your point. I certainly see the idea.
I will say, and I agree, that I think the Devil May Cry 1 is still, I mean, I've said it before, it's still my favorite. I think it's
so good. I love it so much.
It's fucking great. And I actually mentioned this in the I Am Games video I did with Digi when we were talking about our favorite games, is that because that one's by Hideki Kamiya, it has a tone that's different from the rest, and I kind of missed that.
For sure.
It's a little bit more grounded, but just like, I don't know, just the subduedness of it is kind of cool. But at the same time, like Itsuno's like crazy over the top insanity is also cool in its own way.
I mean, yeah, they're two different flavors, and I definitely feel like there could absolutely be a divide about like, depending on what kind of person you are. Like I always like the gaming Brit. He's a guy in my eyes. Seems like the Itsuno Devil May Cry games, like he's the guy for those for sure. Whereas I feel like I'm more of a DMC1 kind of guy, but I want to learn about this world because I do not understand it. Now, I mean, that's what I talk about in the video, so people can go listen to that for more. But by the way, you were saying about James Rolfe. I was just curious about his Power Rangers video. Has Linkara filed litigation yet? Because he's encroaching on his turf. And is he shutting down this operation? Because as far as I know, Linkara is the only man in the world who's talked about Power Rangers in any capacity.
You're sitting next to the Tommy Oliver. He could tell you all about about recording and the production.
Mr.
Of
Green.
It.
Yeah.
It was pretty intense on set, having to just stand around and do nothing because we got all the Asian actors already from 5 years ago to do all the action scenes. But you know, I had to like put the helmet on sometimes and stand there and shake my head a little bit to make it look like I was talking in the dubbed dialogue. But other than that,
yes, classic.
It was great. 10 out of 10 experience. Would do again.
This might be an embarrassing truth. This might be like a thing like, why did you say that? But I have actually watched all of those Linkara reviews of Power Rangers.
I watched a bunch of them too.
You watched a YouTube video that might not be considered quality, dude. Guys. Time to call out the firing squad.
They're gonna fucking tell me that I like bad things, and then they're gonna think I'm stupid.
All right, tickle them. All right,
tickle them to death, ladies
and
gentlemen.
That's gay. Get out of my...
Did you? Are they good though? Are they enjoyable?
I mean, I marathoned a lot of that guy with the glasses stuff just because. And I used to like Nostalgia Critic. I guess I used to like Linkara as well. They were just sort of like, I guess.
I mean,
the comic stuff was like, I don't care about comics, and the way he does them is always terrible. But like a video review of something is inherently a little more interesting because I'm looking at the thing and it's like moving around.
That's certainly true. Certainly true.
When you're a kid and all you want to do is feed, then watching Nostalgia Critic isn't at all a strange thing to do. I used to watch Nostalgia Critic all the time. All the time.
I don't even know whether I was that young. I think it was like 5 years ago or something.
Whatever.
Munchie, can you run that by me again? What do we need to do again?
Oh, just when you just need to feed.
Okay, all right.
When you just need to feed.
You need to consume.
All right. This is a new concept to me, so it's blowing my mind.
Well, yeah, I know you're post content and post food.
I actually, looking back on it, in my internet search history and my internet history in general, like I was not a YouTube kind of guy who was like watching Nostalgia Critic and I totally missed fucking the Angry Video Game Nerd completely, and I'm still looking to go back to that.
Really? That shit was like old hat by the time I even was aware. I mean, I had probably heard of it before.
And you know what it was,
How is that possible? Because I was watching AVG.
Well, I don't know how.
It's
due to Ben that I got into it. When Ben turned me on to the pony stuff, that's when I really dived into it.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
When did Angry Video Game Nerd probably started first, right? Before Nostalgia Critic in 2001.
He started before YouTube was a thing. He used to make home videos of that for his friends because
but I'm sure no one was watching it at that point.
Well, yeah.
No, you couldn't. I think it was pretty soon after YouTube got started, so it had been around 2006 because it was originally the Angry Nintendo Nerd, and then he rebranded for copyright.
Well, I watched. So I was in college until 2010. Or something, and I was watching YouTube around then, but I definitely was not watching. It wasn't until pony stuff. Weirdly,
in college, me and my friends. Okay, we did delete this, but we made a video game review. In a group attempting to be relatively comedic. Whoa. It was we made one on. It was I believe it was Ratchet and Clank. It was the first one of the new PS3 games. I forget which one it is. But it was one that everybody loved.
Tools of Destruction.
Oh, that's not a good one.
No, it wasn't Tools of Destruction.
I'll destroy that game. Wait, was it?
You know what? I'll Google it while I look this up.
That game was a miserable experience. I played that in 2015.
I can't believe Nate showed up Hippo before Hippo was even born.
I know. I which one was it? Was it? I guess it was. No, it was a Crack in Time. I'm 99% sure it was a Crack in Time, which I think
Crack in my ass.
The crack in Time wasn't too bad.
The point is though that so obviously I was aware. The idea was to release this on YouTube. So clearly I knew about YouTube stuff.
But all the production fees and just the publishing,
oh my god, I wish that still existed. But we finished this product, okay. And then we looked it over. I think I edited it. We filmed it on like my old parents' camera or something. And then we all sat around like in a dark room with like the glowing neon light illuminating us. We all stood and watched this like 15-minute Ratchet and Clank game review. It finished. We looked at each other and we said, we have to destroy this. This has to be removed from existence. And that's exactly what I did.
Were there dude what the freak moments?
Basically.
I can only imagine.
Dude, that would be such a cursed artifact if it still existed.
That would be
It doesn't though. I'm pretty sure we completely expunged it.
That would be so incredible to post
I
now.
wish I hadn't. I wish I'd kept it. Oh my god, it was so fucked up.
What if it's on the camera? What if the raw footage exists?
You can re-edit it from
down.
Gotta get the VHS out of the archives.
The RCA, whatever it's called, the little tapes.
I mean, I'd have to like call my parents. Okay, tell you what, I will do a cursory investigation to see if I could possibly unearth this thing. But we'll see. We'll see.
But we all know there's nothing more intense than a cursory investigation by Nate.
Yeah.
Honestly, though, I don't want to get people's hopes up because like 99.9, like even that feels like, but there's like a 0.1% chance. Like it's not. It's basically zero. It's pretty much just zero.
Yeah. It would be a miracle.
I remember deleting it.
Barring an act of God, this is.
Yeah,
gone.
we'll see.
And we all know that God is real, so hopefully that this is real.
No, I just tweeted before we started that I'm an atheist and God isn't real.
What?
Dude,
guys, I actually the podcast.
Therefore,
I actually the
making it
podcast.
true.
Represent, Tom. Proud of you. I'm proud someone's out there willing to say it.
Someone had the courage.
To be fair, I was making a Dark Souls 3 joke, but
guys,
it
hot
stands
take
regardless.
on God.
God.
Hot take on God. Fake.
Hot
Not
God.
real.
I think it's just a little bit fake. Only a little bit.
Hey, speaking of me making videos, though, I'm currently doing that and other things. Me and Mafiva 2 is on, ladies and gentlemen, and you're probably watching it, hopefully. So that's cool. But really, Me and Mafiva 2 is simply kind of just a hype engine in order to propel the excitement for my channel that is going full time. I have tendered my resignation at my job. I kept it a secret until I announced Me and Mafiva. And I quit.
I knew about it.
Oh, did I tell you ahead of time? I couldn't remember who I told.
You did not tell me.
There have been murmurings in chat.
Oh, did the parents spill the beans?
My dad,
Oh.
your dad, your own
Your
dad,
dear departed dad.
spilled the beans.
Me solo in parentheses dad.
Wait, hold on. Why did your dad know that you were making me a Mafiva? Why did you tell your father?
Because Nate has to tell him everything. He has him
No,
under his
you
iron
fucking
thumb.
nerd. He knew that he was tendering his he knew that he was tendering his resignation.
Yeah, in fact, my dad
He didn't spill. My dad didn't call me up and say, "Dude, Ben, you hear about this new Mia Mafiva that's about to drop?"
That's what I was imagining.
Okay. As a matter of fact, I did not tell my dad like about Mia Mafiva. Frankly, because he's not really up with the lore.
Yeah,
so
I
why would he
wouldn't
care?
imagine that you would.
But what I did do was I called him when I was thinking about leaving my job. I called my dad and my parents and wanted their sage advice, which is exactly what I got. And so it was all part of my process of moving my way out. I had to talk to my parents so I wouldn't be scared and alone. But yeah.
So
and I guess the good news is they seem pretty positive about how things are going, so that's nice.
So to be clear, this isn't Me Mafiva's building up and then like you're going to quit on Me Mafiva. Like the wheels are in motion. This shit is happening.
I tendered my resignation over a month ago at my job. It's just because of my job, it's like a team I'm a member of, and we got a lot of stuff on the wheels. Yeah, sure. They asked me to stay on for. In fact, I was hoping to be gone by the beginning of May. A little bit unhappy that that's not the case, but I mean, hey, they asked me to stay. I agreed. And frankly, this is laying the foundation. As people, take my advice. I think this is wise. Don't burn bridges. Like, I am going out of my way to do extra work for these guys so that I have a safety net. So they already say, like, hey, Nate, if things don't work out, give us a call. We could probably fit you back in here.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if things don't work out, I will be fine. Because frankly, my job is great. It's just that YouTube is better.
Does that mean you're staying in the area? You're not moving anywhere? You're not PCPHQing it up?
Well, okay, see so plans have not yet been made as to exactly where to move, but I certainly plan to move somewhere because there's nothing tying me here anymore. And frankly, me and Michelle are both looking forward to, among other things, seeing the ocean on a regular basis. I just crave that.
I've got ocean for you over here.
That's true. That's true. And I mean, okay, now to get a little bit dark with it, I wonder if my nature to keep things secret is so strong. My compulsion to not spill the beans and to surprise everyone in a favorable way was so strong that I couldn't bring myself to like discuss any future possible plans with like any of you guys or Digi or anything, even though that probably would have been a wise idea to see what happens. But I mean, so we all know Digi's in Virginia Beach now.
Right. Yeah.
So he seems pretty dead set there. I mean,
that's the negative side of your natural showmanship. Everything has to have the wow factor. So we can't.
You say that,
ever
Nate.
know.
But I was privy for at least like a month.
Oh, of course, because Munchie had to do the fucking logo, of course.
I'm the logo smith for your entire channel.
Have you seen? There's a lot of positive feedback about the logo.
Is there?
Absolutely. People are way into it.
They fucking better
be. And the fucking we slaved on this logo. I forced you to be my slave.
We slaved. Smash cut to you on your throne, whipping me.
Yeah, I was gonna say cracking. You know, it really hurts cracking that whip after so long.
Oh, it's not. It's more than zero effort to work with Munchie on it.
That's true. You were very involved with.
I got fallen arches from crushing Munchie under my boot heel.
Indeed.
It turned out great, though. It turned out
as
great.
always. Oh, it did. And as always, I stand up for employers who are the real heroes. Their consensual relationship.
Nate, you should fucking move to London, and then we can take the dogs to the park, and they can play in the park.
Oh, Sunny and Sesho hanging out. That would be great. I'd love to do that.
Maybe I'll fucking walk the dog daily.
Maybe, probably not though.
Yeah.
You could unironically make a vlog of you with your phone out, like walking the dog every day on a channel.
Oh, dude, straight up. Okay, all right. Here's a video idea for you. You get your GoPro and put it on your dog's ass, and record a vlog from the dog's ass's
oh my
position.
God, I do.
So you're walking down the street, and you're just like the leash is going down to the video, like from the angle at which the dog's ass is at, and you talk down to it. That's the vlog.
You strap an iPad to the back of the dog. So you can see.
Oh, dude, that's next level boomer shit. Like you put Farmville on your iPad, then put it on your dog's ass while you're walking your dog.
I have several good ideas for videos that I've been cooking up for a long time. Doing things with the GoPro. I have not really thought about.
We all have it.
I mean, the great thing about it is the list is totally changing. Every single day, I start basically at zero and just have to come up with something. So,
all right. Well, I've got a
room.
few questions, so I'm going to ask these, and then if they're too next level, then feel free to deny answer. How much of this? Because this was the same thing for the last Miamafa. So obviously you had time to prepare, and you had thought about this for at least a month because you quit your job, and I'm sure for a few months beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
How many of these videos were pre-made?
Zero
Really?
videos have been pre-made.
Really?
That's correct. Every single one's been made on that day.
That wasn't even the case for the first
psycho.
one, was it?
Yeah, actually, okay. Frankly, I was just kind of fucking around and not getting my Weagawa done like on time. I only got it out the day before the end of April when I was announcing it, and I was like, well, shit. I guess this is how much time I have. I'm kind of hoping to currently manage to make 2 in a day so I can get a little bit of a buffer back so that I have a little more time to relax. Because this is
crazy.
I'm getting very little
is
sleep.
Insane.
Very, very little sleep.
I mean, I can imagine you're still going into your job, so all these are just coming in. So you got your working hours, of course. What are your working hours? Capital W, like real work, actually on YouTube.
Okay, you know what? So I don't want to give anybody too much of a false impression. The thing is, we worked out a deal. I'm working a few hours less than full time now for the remainder until I'm out at work. So that gives me about 2 extra hours in a day to work on stuff, which is not a ton, but it is something. So things are a little bit easier than they were for Miamafa 1. Thank God. But basically, I've committed about 6 hours every workday to my job, and then I gotta do Miamafa stuff and do everything else I gotta do in the day. So, frankly, it's been I'm just in my office all day. I want to watch the new Game of Thrones, but I don't have time. God damn it!
You're missing nothing. It's fucking shit.
But the last episode sounded like it was a big deal, but I haven't seen it, so I wouldn't know.
It was
no spoil.
Don't spoil me, Tom. Don't you do it.
Well,
Jon Snow said the N-word.
you're in for a surprise.
I'm gonna
I'll
say
tell you that. You're
the
in
Game
for a
of Thrones
surprise.
word. I'm
You're in for a
gonna
surprise.
say it.
Well, you see, in Game of Thrones, Game of Thrones, James Game, the main character, found that there were 6 rocks spread across the world of Thronia, and that he had to track them down in order to, become more powerful. Sorry, I spoiled.
Well, that's
it,
pretty sick.
I thought
Chaos
it was really,
Emerald.
The Chaos
Yes.
Yeah. The last words, the Night King, shambles his broke ass in, and he sees Jon Snow sitting on the throne, and Jon Snow simply looks down and says, Chaos Control. Cut to credits. That's the end.
We don't even see that.
We don't see what happens, but we know. We know what happens.
So-
Chaos has been controlled.
He
Nate,
goes Super John.
are you in the work doghouse right now and just fully devoting your time to making things? Do you have any time to do anything else?
Well, I'm trying to kind of carve out time to do other things. Not really. Although, even in the depths of Mia Mafova,
Depravity.
I still find myself, wasting time when I need to get to the video. And still,
Really? In what way? In what way?
Well, I mean, just for example, the one I did on Sekiro, the Sekiro video, I had everything I needed to get started on that video. But, I don't know, I think I can't remember exactly what I was doing that day. It's all kind of blurring together. But, I know that I only started recording that at, 10... No, okay. I recorded, the intro stuff, which was way too much, probably, and I shouldn't have done it. But then I only started, the main video recording, the actual, discussion of the game at, 10 p.m. And, that was 3 hours later than I could have been if I'd just been peak efficiency. So I don't know why that happened, but I ended up releasing that video, 6 in the morning, because I just took that long to get it done. And, that's just what I have to do. To my credit, I have found in myself the absolute iron will. I will not stop until the video is done that day. And it's nice to feel that again. It feels good. It feels good. So that's cool.
I like that Sekiro video. It was very, very informative and fun and epic with the sword.
I like it too. It's good. It's good.
So you've been doing these for how many days? 5 days.
We're on day 6 today. No, day 5 today. Although there was also day 0, so...
Have there been any, you just thought that you couldn't get the video out? Or is that Iron Will just so prevalent that you just could not even imagine it?
Okay, so one of the things that happened with... I believe it was the Sekiro video.
Oh, no, okay. I was going to say there was another technical upset
there was another
there
thing
for.
with the stream. Okay,
yeah.
So the thing about this has put so much stress. Because the aforementioned Iron Will, a video must come out that day. Mm-hmm. When it seems like things are going horribly awry and the video may not come out, it can't not come out. It has to come out. What if I need to scrap what I've done and re-record just a new video? That's what will be done. But okay, so I discovered a wonderful feature of Sony Vegas, ladies and gentlemen. And so my camera happens to record MOV files. And in the past, I've noticed sometimes just when I put too many videos, just the whole project breaks. And this actually happened with the Kingdom Hearts video. The way that I finished my Kingdom Hearts Wiagawa was I actually broke that file into several different Vegas files and then rendered the pieces together once they were all rendered individually. So that shouldn't be necessary. Why did that have to happen, Nate? Well, I found the answer while working on the Sekiro video. At least I believe it was that one. And it was that, did you know that Sony Vegas, which uses QuickTime to support MOV files, can only handle up to a certain amount of MOV files. And when you go over that number, it doesn't give you an error. The files simply stop working in Sony Vegas. So picture me, it's already 1 a.m. I've been struggling for 2 hours to figure out why the fuck these perfectly good video files will just not be visible in the Sony Vegas. And then I'm spending hours searching to try to find the answer. And then someone in a random YouTube tutorial says, oh, by the way, just so you know, Sony Vegas breaks if you have too many fucking MOV files, so make sure you don't have too many. I'm like, well, why the fuck didn't you say so? And so that's, now I know. Now that I knew that
should have just been one of your Mia Mafova videos, just public service announcement for Sony Vegas
a Mia
users.
Mafova video that's the story of making Amy a math of to
the
detail like all the issues I've had so far.
You could set like a making of video, like a making of episode.
Yeah,
Yeah,
something like that.
And you go to the meme of a factory and just start cranking out the same shit over and over, and just like just teams and teams.
You do a making of the video, and then the next day you do a making of the making of.
Yeah.
Forever, and that's the rest of the month for you right there. That's the rest of the month.
Yeah. We've got the formula down.
The way it usually goes is that when you learn a program to use it for whatever creative job, you learn Photoshop or you learn I don't know, Audacity or something, FL Studio or something. Then there's a hump where you're getting a lot of errors because you don't know how to use the program, and you're using it in ways that it doesn't intend. It seems that Vegas, that initial hump is forever. Like, you never get out of getting errors in Vegas. It seems like no matter what, even people who have been editing for years seem to always just have problems in that program. So I'm excited to learn it myself.
I would bet that there are peculiarities of most types of any kind of software. As a software developer myself, formerly full-time, now part-ish time, and soon to be not at all. There's always stuff that you discover as you're like doing more robust testing. If you're doing the same, like at my job, we have a software that we give to customers, and like things can absolutely break if you just do things in like on the edge cases of like what you're currently working on or whatever. But the thing is, our customers, they do the same thing over and over and over again with the software. So like really for them, they don't need to worry about like these edge case issues, but we do. Like when customers are, they're going to want to use it for something slightly different than what we've prepared for. I
have a feeling this
happens.
will not be answered. I'm not going to ask for specifics, like names, but can you tell us what your software is?
So I think I'll just forever not say
nuclear launch codes
because of the possibility that I will one day go back. I don't want anyone to know where I actually work. But I'll tell you, the software basically what it does is it's a file transfer protocol specifically for CAD 3D model files that people use for engineering.
3D printing
3D
nuclear bombs.
Indeed.
Well,
and,
going back to that Pizza Hut, there's some kids down there, and they need to be taught some lessons. I'm trying to fucking...
That's fair. But one of the things that our software can do is like it can change the file type as it is being sent through the pipeline.
As it's thrown midair to the next office over. Yeah.
So if you're like an engineering firm and you use like let me see, what do we got? Use like UGNX10 files, like that's a file type, and you send to a person who uses step files, and you're trying to collaborate on like development of some engineering project. Like you could use our software to like you put in your file type. It gets piped over to them, and on the way, it translates the file to a step
legit
file type or something. So yeah, that's what it does, and that's what I work on.
Just handbrake it, bro.
Just handbrake it, yeah, pretty much. I mean, unironically, that's the interesting thing. Everything about what our software does is, and we have huge clients. I mean, like government agencies and whatnot use the program for various things.
The 3D models of the nuclear launch codes are being transcoded.
It all comes back to it.
3D models of the codes.
They're just like numbers. They're just numbers.
Yeah. No one would ever look at a 3D model for it. It's so ingenious.
Encrypted.
I mean, being on the development end, like everything we do, like you could just like do it on your own, like for every file. But the problem is when you're sending like thousands of gigantic files, like you want someone to streamline the process. Really, if you think about it, everything in life that we buy is kind of just a streamlining so that you can save your time and not have to, grow your own food and produce your own shit. You have to buy the seeds and buy the stuff.
That's what they say.
Yeah.
When you're a kid, you spend time to save money. When you're an adult, you spend money to save time, something. I learned that from Hippo, I think.
Oh,
that's a good one.
That's something I thought of.
I'd never heard that before. But it's true.
I always think about that mostly when it comes to video game piracy and the insane high-level hacking I would do to like my PSP to be able to get free games, and it was dope as shit, and I'd do it again in a heartbeat.
Super fucking dope. I keep thinking like, is this gonna be the day that I finally eBay a PSP and jump back into that?
Dude,
gonna play the Japanese version of the Bleach fighting game a year before it came out again.
Man, I got some of that shit on my fucking DS. There was like a DS fighting game, but the world was my oyster back when I first got into like Ace cards for my DS.
Oh, dude, this stuff is the shit.
I still stand by it. The DS, I think, is the greatest, at least handheld device of all time, and probably my favorite console, literally of all time. because of the
There was
Ace
so
card.
much good shit for it.
It was
Like, being able to play Quake
based.
1, the PC game, ported onto the DS. Oh, it was fucking the best.
On my
It sounds
PSP,
like such a Wild West, and it's
It was
shame that I'm
amazing.
part of it.
I played Mother 3, whatever.
Really?
Earthbound sequel,
Like, translated?
on my PSP actually. It was on my PSP with there's a
damn.
fan made dub.
Yeah.
And it was
Well,
dope.
well,
It was fantastic. It was I actually played it on a GBA emulator on my PSP. I played Mother 3, and it was one of the best experiences on that thing.
You know what? The entire time while playing Mother 3 on my PC, I was thinking, man, this just isn't the same. I wish I could play this.
Hold it
on
in your
a
hands
handheld,
with your
but I can't
PSP,
do it.
dude.
I can't do it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Nate, have you ever
know what?
considered? All right, so you remember back in the day with the PSP, you got a memory stick, or it didn't use an SD card, it had a memory stick, because Sony is all about making proprietary formats so they can get more money. And those things are super fucking expensive. Nowadays, they have micro SD to memory stick adapters. So imagine just getting like 128 gig fucking micro SD, slotting into your PSP, and putting like every game ever on your PSP.
That's the dream. Times have changed. We
That's
didn't have that shit.
That's
back
why
then.
I'm like, oh fuck, because like I'd have like an 8 gig card and feel like a god. Like I can have 3 games on here.
I know, right?
God, PSP. It's too early. It was too early. The technology
before
now,
its
we can
time.
fucking crush it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Oh, what warm
Hey.
times.
We're gonna get a Cubic Ninja port to Switch. That's what I want to know.
Speaking of Sony PlayStation, recently, the other day, I replayed Ratchet and Clank 2 because I just feel like just feeling like nostalgic.
Sick.
Playing the same 5 video games I played my entire life, and I will never play
Indeed.
anything new. And I've realized that a lot of that game is dog shit. Actually,
Nice.
Oh no.
like the game is fun and it's really nice and all that, but like I was paying attention to the story, and when you're a kid, you don't really understand anything that's going on. You see the jokes and you go hee, but that's it. There's a lot of like dead ends and nothing character wise, and I was thinking back to the first game where like the whole thing is about Ratchet and Clank. They are characters. They start off like not really, they're unsure about each other. They have a falling out, and the story is about them two as characters having a character arc. And by the end of the game, they're best friends, and that's that.
And they're pretty much wrapped up at the end of the first game, as many games do.
And in the second game, there's like themes hinted at, but nothing happens. And it was just sad to think, because they get transported to another galaxy, and Ratchet is like, "Ah, man, I'm not a hero. It's boring being having nothing to do." And he goes to another planet, another galaxy, and he gets a hero task. And he's like, "Oh, sick." And then he does stuff. He gets Clank. There's cutscenes with funny bits in them.
Indeed.
And
Very
there's
funny
like
game.
there's a female Lombax lady who's really hot.
Hell yeah.
Gotta get that Rule
Hell
34
yeah.
going somehow.
But and there's like very, very, very slight hints that Ratchet may like her, or like he does like her, and it doesn't go anywhere, and Angela never like reciprocates that at all, and then it ends, and that's the end.
Real.
It's just like it's such a shit story. I was like, this is the reason why Ratchet and Clank is not really considered a classic.
Yeah.
It's like it's just a fun game from back in the day, and it sucks to realize that I guess it actually wasn't that good. I guess this is the reason why. This is not like a Metal Gear Solid 2 or anything. This is Ratchet and Clank.
I've always felt, I love Ratchet and Clank 1. I played 1 through 3 and really enjoyed them, but I felt a big... I never felt the kind of attachment to the like you know what he feels like? This is the best way I can describe it. He really feels like a PlayStation All-Stars character as opposed to like a Smash Bros character. That's that really sums it up right there. Same with like Kratos and
Well, no, Kratos has like loads of character and story and stuff.
I mean, I suppose, but
have you seen Jesse's video about it? I haven't even played him, but like Jesse's explanations.
Kratos is pretty
in
cool.
that video he did.
Okay, but I have played them. So here's my expert opinion. Kratos, well, that's the thing. Kratos, just like in just like Ratchet and Clank, their first game, like narrative, I'll say masterpiece. Like it's great. It's like solid and fantastic. We get everything we need out of the character. Like everything after that is basically wasting my time with the character.
Yeah.
Like, oh, he's still sad about killing his family. He really
you wanna
wants
know why?
revenge on the gods
You have the
now.
same problem with the rest of the God of War games you have with the Devil May Cry games. It's because David Jaffe was only involved in God of War 1.
You know, honestly, I think that's part of it. Although, I mean, to be fair, like Devil May Cry, when it changed into a thing that a lot of people liked even more than the first one. So, you know, some people are. I really want to spend some time like getting deep into Devil May Cry technical shit because I mean I feel like that's
you'll
where
be a better
I'll fall in love,
player
if
than
ever.
me because I never fucking went down that rabbit hole. I have other things to do.
That's so surprising to me that you're such a big fan and yet you're not like, I don't know, like isn't that the main draw of the game?
I guess, but I mean,
Among other things, I guess.
I mean,
Tone
my
and
whole
stuff.
thing with games is that I've never played a video game and felt accomplished doing it because deep down I know it's a waste of time. So I
see.
play them to have fun, not to get any sense of accomplishment from.
Maybe someone like me is just better at like ignoring that reality.
I
That it
guess.
is just-
It's
Alright.
very
it
possible.
could be.
Have you considered that playing video games is useful for making video games? Like
It is, and
research?
that's why
Well, that's fair.
I'm playing them way more now than I have been for the last couple years.
I was watching I was compulsively rewatching all of Matthew Matosis's videos ever made.
Of course.
Naturally the other day. And I was on the first Mario 64 video.
Yep.
And I was just scrolling through the comments and someone was like, someone said, and I don't know, tell me what you think about this. I wonder how much of Miyamoto's like ingenuity comes from how much he doesn't play games. Like how much is the fact that like Mario 64 was such a like a groundbreaking title that like basically defined a new way for characters to like move in 3D. Like, I wonder how much of that came from him not being
I definitely feel.
I guess in that case there was no template he could have even like looked at,
I,
but like it wasn't like the only time that he did that he like pretty much like just sort of came up with a whole new fucking game type, like out of whole cloth, you know.
I definitely
And like,
feel
and
like,
show me,
a lot
show me
of
the game with more developed like movement controls than Mario 64. Show me the game with like better, more fleshed out, interesting movement mechanics.
Mario 65.
I forgot, of course.
I definitely feel like there's that aspect of like game developers who didn't play games when they were younger because they didn't really exist. You know, maybe there was Pong or whatever, Atari stuff.
Yeah.
And they, you know, they have an idea and they get into programming and
Isn't
they
it
make
crazy? Just throwing this out there. My mom was alive when Pong, like the first video game ever, like was released when like she was young. First video game like
actually, the first video game ever was Tennis for Two on the oscilloscope.
Okay, well, close. Close.
Get fucking destroyed.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
But like nowadays, there's a lot of people in the gaming industry who are like stoner idiots who played video games and went and now they're in the gaming industry doing a job in a huge company that is overblown and bloated, and nobody has any artistic vision because they're stupid.
You know what's stupid. You know what's a great comparison to this? Hideo Miyazaki. Is that right? Ghibli guy. Did I say his name right? Whatever his fucking name is.
Hidetaka Miyazaki.
Hidetaka Miyazaki. That's okay. Right. I mean, he's very much did he actually say anime was a mistake? Is that like an actual quote? Or is that like a joke?
Also, that's Ghibli Man.
Okay,
I'm pretty sure he did actually say that. Like, I mean, it was in a larger context. But...
Right. Well, I mean, I'm trying to get to his larger context. Okay, Miyazaki, whatever his fucking first name is, from Ghibli, he's very much a critic of like otaku culture in anime. And
it's Hayao Miyazaki.
Hayao Miyazaki. Yes, thank you. I'm a fucking idiot. Miyazaki, right? From Soft Game. That's the Hidetaka. Okay. Anyway. Like he's very much a critic of the sort of incestuous slurry that is like modern anime development, and obviously not everything's that way. Like Made in Abyss was a real breath of fresh air and whatever, all this cool stuff. But like the kind of incestuous slurry that is like modern anime.
Say it one more time.
Incestuous slurry.
Yeah.
It's excellent.
Homestuck.
Like this really reminds me of this kind of game development approach, because fucking Miyamoto seems to have a very similar approach. I think I've heard him say, like, you know, he makes games from a life well lived and like experiences had. Whereas like, I don't know, what do modern game makers do? They grew up playing video games and they want to make, you know,
want to make more,
an iteration
make another
on-
video
it's
game.
what am I trying to say? There's this sense that if you only if you don't broaden your like the input, like the output could only be a lesser quality of the input.
Right.
If you know what I mean.
You
So
gotta
like if you
fresh
don't live a
ideas.
life in the real world, when you make fiction, it's only going to be worse than the fiction you have consumed.
And to give him a little credit, I get that games are more like technical than like a movie, for example. Like you have to, you know, there's a lot of just beats and bytes you got to crunch to get that shit all working the right way. So it can be tough. But I mean, I think we're all hungry for innovation and whatnot. Like I think that the Sekiro swordplay, I know it wasn't the first to do it, but like it was the first game that I've ever played. I'm sure there's others that really made me feel like this is like how a sword duel like would kind of work. And again, I know it's not a 1-for-1 perfect. I'm just saying it feels like a much further step forward.
There was the PvP sword play
You're talking about
game.
For Honor? For Honor, I think, is the game.
where they have all those. That was pretty cool from what I
My
know.
only defense to that is that I didn't play it, so I can't speak on it. But if that's like better, then great.
I don't
However,
know.
Sekiro is like the most aesthetic game of all
It's
time.
the same idea. Like the idea of blocking in a specific direction. Like back in the day, you couldn't account for such precision with your animations and stuff in 3D. You just if you swing nearby an enemy, then you hit it. That's that. But nowadays you can get the model clanging with another model very accurately.
Hey, here's a transition
all that new stuff
for you.
is all possible.
Don't. Because we've entered a new era of indie games that
That's true.
just are
That's the real innovation
trying
there.
to correct dark magic and evil. So you've got games like being developed by indie creators, like Rolled Out. And Rolled Out, you want to Google it, is a Super Monkey Ball game made by fans of Super Monkey Ball and ROM hack creators of Super Monkey Ball.
Basically, Monkey Ball stopped making good Monkey Ball, so the fans said, "We'll take care of this.
Exactly.
We will." Right.
Exactly. So they're making
Indeed.
a new IP, but it is exactly the same as a Monkey Ball.
I mean,
title.
that's the same with like the
exactly.
fucking Iga made his own like Castlevania because Konami just stopped making the kind of 2D Castlevania people
Something Mighty Number 9. Something
Yeah.
something.
And that story is not uncommon anymore. In fact, it's sort of almost common in a way. So
Yeah.
you've got stuff like Rolled Out. You've got stuff like what you just said, Nate. You've got stuff like that Pokemon game that's going to be coming out. And you've got less direct, but still highly influenced games. Stuff like Shovel Knight and Stardew Valley, where there's no one game that it borrows stuff from. But still, heavily derivative from games that's come before. And, that's
Hollow Knight
obviously
too,
been the
yeah.
case and will be the case forever. But a lot of indie games... Well, mini games are an extremely large, subset of games. So I will say,
Indeed.
I would say, I am seeing a lot of indie games that are simply the video game companies have betrayed our trust. They've betrayed what we like about certain IPs and certain game genres, and so we're just going to do it better. And now,
to be fair to the
obviously-
companies, it might just be that the market shifted around them and they're just fucked because the model they used to use doesn't work anymore. And they're slowly,
What do you mean? Explain.
Well, I mean, like when I think about like Square Enix, for example, like I don't think they do it on purpose to release a Final Fantasy like every 10 years, and that they're like thrilled about that or anything. But I think that they feel pressured, rightly or wrongly, that like we have to make it be like the most beautiful game. Like we have to make it be like a big, gigantic, world expanding 3D action. I think that
They do not
feel
have to.
they don't have to. I think they feel they have to.
Then
And-
that's their fault.
I
isn't
definitely
it?
think there's like fucking AAA game development.
You can't say it that way. You can't say. You have to say triple A. You got to be Jim Sterling about it. It's the only way to say it.
Big games, whatever. There used to be different types of games, and now those types of games aren't AAA big games like platformers. Like Ratchet and Clank was a AAA game of its time, but you can't make a Ratchet and Clank game nowadays because it'd be very niche. Because
That's
you
true.
know, the market has shifted, so people they want to fill those niches because they like those games, so they just don't get made. So
Oh, look at this rolled out fucking mouse and a ball.
Yeah, it's a mouse and a ball or a hamster.
It's
I
fucking
like it.
great.
It's even called A Love Letter to Super Monkey Ball. Yeah, there you go.
It's so fucking
That's sick.
cool. That's like, like, isn't it fucking sick that like technology's gotten to the point where just like people with a dream can make exactly what took like millions of dollars like 10 years ago?
Indeed it is, Tom. Indeed it is. It's pretty
fucking
sick.
The barrier to entry is so much lower.
I mean,
it's really quite
in a sense,
great.
like, yeah, you're totally right. But like, and
Go play
in another
Runaway
sense-
from Snakes. That would have cost millions of dollars to make 20 years ago.
Yeah, I unironically want to make like not like a giant game, but like a Ratchet and Clank-esque like run around with Punk in a 3D
give her like a
platformer.
costume change where like you can be like Indiana Jones cosplay and you're like, oh, these fucking snakes, bro, I'm running from the fucking snakes. Hell yes, give her a hat.
Yes.
For some reason, it sounded like there was like an echo on the Runaway from the Snakes that he just said. Edit that in, please, OblivionFall. Oblivion.
Oh yeah, how you doing, Oblivion?
Fall.
This is my quick call out.
Man,
Congrats again on winning
fuck
Oblivion
you.
Fall.
Man,
I'm calling you
fuck
out,
you,
Oblivion. I'm
OblivionFall.
calling you out.
You.
Fuck you.
What are we talking about? Rolled out, kill yourself. What are we talking
Hey,
about?
I got a
Oblivion
comparison.
Fall, I'm your only friend. You gotta stick with me, buddy. We're gonna
Delete everyone else's audio
we gotta,
except for
we
Ben.
gotta stage a coup. We gotta stage a PCP coup.
Hey, I've got a hot transition ready, and it's that
Right.
modern games development reminds me similarly to like again tied back to the whole Hideo Miyazaki thing. Reminds me of like the big fucking Marvel movies, like those like the big appeal to everybody, but we've lost like why do we watch the Marvel movies? Like cause I watched the last Marvel movie and I gotta know what fucking happens. That's literally why
I
I
broke the
watched
cycle.
Endgame.
I broke the cycle. I'm
You're
free.
not watching Endgame? You're breaking out?
Well, I didn't watch any Marvel movies forever, basically.
Well, okay, so there wasn't even a cycle
I watched
to break.
the
for you.
Avengers Assemble.
Yeah, pretty much, or not for a
I
long
watched
time.
Avengers Assemble, and that's basically it.
Yeah.
I
didn't watch
I am
any of them except
definitely-
for fucking Infinity War and now Endgame, and I
I
don't care
watched
about
Wait,
Endgame.
you just
all.
skipped right to Infinity War?
That damn right I did, Ben. Damn
What?
right I did. Because
Huh.
because Infinity War is just the best one. Although to
yeah,
be fair,
it
I
is.
want to go watch Guardians of the Galaxy because here those
Guardians
are
of the
actually
Galaxy
good, so.
6, Civil War is fucking... Not Civil War. Winter Soldier is
I
fucking
don't
sick.
believe you. Okay, that might
My
be true.
my friends are big fans of not Thor: Dark World.
Ragnarok.
Ragnarok.
Is that the? Maybe I think it might be Ragnarok.
That's the third
Yeah.
one where he gets short hair and it's like...
I mean, Ben
I
doesn't know.
get the
Ben didn't
girl
see
in
it.
it.
I don't know. They say that it's like
it's
really
the good
weird
one.
and
It's
like
the,
not
yeah,
a
it's
very
the weird and
generally
funny, I think.
consensus good one.
yeah.
Like
yeah.
they embrace the humorous aspect of Chris, whatever the fuck his
Chris
name,
Hemsworth.
Yeah. And incidentally, okay, I guess let's get into a little bit of spoilers for Endgame if anybody cares. Now you know.
Nah.
I sure loved Fat Thor. I thought it was you know what, love, way too strong a word for how I felt about Fat Thor. I enjoyed and got some chuckles out of Fat Thor.
Yeah, that seems fair.
And I was surprised, so that was cool.
The forces of nature have conspired to
Yeah.
make this for sure the last Marvel movie I will ever watch. Now, this may
Yeah.
I think a lot of people
Fair.
probably feel that way.
I know that they do for
Like
a lot of
everybody's
reasons.
retiring. Like everybody's retiring. So
Come on, man. There's 2 more Spider-Man movies after this. You gotta go see Spider-Man.
Whatever. Spider-Man, I don't even
those
know
are probably
who that
good.
is.
I like Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. The only good Spider-Man is the first one.
You mean with the
Sam
what's his face?
Raimi.
That's the
Look,
one.
I'm planting my flag in the sand here. I unironically love the MCU, and I watched all of them. Or
Yeah,
almost all of them.
this may surprise some people. I've actually kept up with Marvel pretty. I wouldn't say extensively. I've not seen every single movie. I wouldn't say I've even seen half the movies. But from basically since the first Avengers, I've seen the big ones. So I've seen all the Avengers. I've seen all the group ones, and I've seen a few. A lot of the standalone.
Here's
ones.
my thing. I've been watching the Marvel movies since X-Men in 2000.
Yeah.
Before it was
That
cool,
counts.
because I've loved comics since I
Right.
could read. So this isn't like me getting on the hype train of like, oh man, this is the new thing. That's just the thing I've always loved since the womb just happens to be in the public spotlight right now.
Well,
And
that's
when
great.
everybody's
That's the way it
shuffled
should be.
away and they
You
don't
know
give a
what?
shit about Marvel anymore, I'm still going to be there with 3 other people as they ruin everything and drive it onto the ground, and then I'll make an angry rant about it on YouTube. And
You know what?
I'll still be there.
I look forward to that.
I think about there is a store in Boston that I always walk past and it always makes me think. There's a Harry Potter store on Newberry Street that is just dedicated to Harry Potter as an IP. It is the Wizard store.
Oh,
And I always walk by it and I think, How glorious must it be to have the thing that you like have an entire store dedicated to it? That it's such a large force in culture that you're able to just go to a full store.
That's why every day I'm at Harvard Square in that Curious George store.
Yeah.
There's a Curious George store?
There is one Curious George store
one
in
and
the
only,
world.
world famous.
And I brought Munchie to it.
Holy shit.
I think we've gone to it like basically every single time we've gone to Harvard Square.
Well, where else is there even to go? What else is there to see? Really?
Literally nothing. Here's the
routine.
I start typing in Boston Curious, and it autocompletes Boston Curious George store. No, that's what I want to say.
Here's me and Ben hang out in Boston experience. I go to Harvard Square. We meet in the T station. We walk out. I'm always scoping out for Soccer Guy. I'm always looking out, praying to God that we'll see him. We never do.
Soccer Guy has yet to reemerge. He fucking vanished.
We walk and get Mexican food, and then we go to the Curious George store. Then we go back to his house. That's the way it goes.
Is Curious George like a Boston thing, like a product of Boston? Is like the guy who made it from there or something?
That's a good. I think it's British, isn't it?
I thought so too, but
yeah.
now,
well, it was from continental Europe. I think it was from some fucking Belgian, I think, or
okay. I was just
like
wondering
that.
if it was.
And
Like,
then
okay,
they
so not a
why
native
is there a
thing.
store? What's the story behind the store, Munchie? Give me the lowdown.
Okay.
Wait, why are you asking
I read a
him?
plaque. This is probably a butcher. I'm sorry to all the Curious George fans, all the curious heads who are just gonna fucking pull up their pitchforks.
The huge contingent of curious heads in our audience.
So,
Oh my God.
not to mention
there's
the
a picture,
George
by the way,
heads,
in the
aka
links.
the last king of England. All the George heads out there.
Right,
where
yeah,
I'm not
that's right.
talking about you guys. Stop. The American colonists were not George, let me tell you. But anyway, so from what I understand, they
By the way,
fled...
Curious George was created by two German-born Americans.
Okay, exactly.
So-
So there were some people fleeing the Nazis in Europe, Germans. And then they fled to America, and I believe they landed in Boston and in the Harvard area, and wrote and distributed Curious George there. If I recall correctly,
Illicit
they
substances.
had written Curious George. Or at least a prototype, beta version of Curious George, and then like one of the few possessions they brought to America were
Curious
those
Hans.
books.
It didn't catch on.
Yeah, didn't connect with the youth. Curious Hitler did not the market.
Curious
Curious Adolf.
Oh, that
It did
Adolf
not
was
work.
pretty curious. Let me tell you, he had some big ideas.
He was really curious about some questions. Which questions?
He wanted to try a few ideas out and see.
Let
what
me
the
read you
people
some.
thought.
Let me read you some Curious George facts. When the first
Please.
story, Cecily G and the 9 Monkeys, was published in France in 1939, George was named Fifi. In the United Kingdom, George was originally called Zozo in 1941, apparently to avoid using the name of then King George the Sixth for an
No
ape.
way.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, it came out in America, I think, so they changed the name. Okay, no. I think
right.
in America he was originally George from the very start.
Okay. Cool.
Oh
cool.
my God! It all
Well, I'm
comes
learning all
back
kinds of
around
things.
like a Mobius strip. Curious George fucks Curious George, and they come to make a new Curious George over and over again. You know those bugs in the East Coast that have brooding seasons that just their entire lives are to live and fuck for like 3 seconds. So you can go to a
Cicadas?
gas station in like Virginia, and you go to and they just covered your car, and everything is littered with bug corpses and bugs fucking. That's what Curious George is like in all aspects that could possibly be considered. What were we talking about? Marvel movies?
we're talking
Man,
about
fuck
movies.
Thanos. He's so mean.
Hey, movies, right?
Yeah.
Marvel. There's
Sure.
I haven't been keeping up with them, but I realized that I liked the first Captain America. It's not like I think that they suck or that I'm like avoiding them deliberately.
I
But
also
think
like the first
reason,
Captain America.
The reason I'm like not even trying to get into it is because there's just not enough female representation in these movies.
That's not
That's
true.
fair.
Like yeah,
Why would you think that?
there's this push to get more females in movies or in media, but there's not enough push to get females in good media. And like Marvel
There's not
movies would
enough
have
push
been
to get more female CEOs.
What? Hippo,
Yeah.
you're way off base right
Yeah?
now, and you don't know what the hell you're talking about.
all right.
Did you go see Captain
if-
Marvel?
Did you go see?
No.
Did you go see the
I
end
heard
of
that it was bad.
Avengers Endgame, where they had like an
No,
all-ladies
all right.
scene?
No,
Yeah,
I
I mean,
basically
yeah.
said that as a meme. The point is that there's just all just big muscly guys doing cool things.
Yeah,
and that's fine.
And I'm gay, and that works.
But
for
like
me.
the Avengers is good. I had my fill. I've seen like Thor and Iron Man 1 and 3, and it's like this is good stuff.
That was cool. Yep.
But like I don't need too much extra more of that. Like if there were more female superheroes that were cool and not just like supermodels with a sword, like like actually cool designed characters and stuff. Like imagine Gun Girl as a superhero. Imagine Kick-Ass but with Gun Girl. Like I'd watch that.
I mean, that'd be
Isn't that like Hit Girl?
Huh?
It does sound like Hit Girl a little bit.
Hit Girl from Kick-Ass.
Yeah, I'll watch that video game.
I mean, I guess I suppose my only pushback to this in any way is just like, okay, people go write great stories about female characters. Then I can't wait to.
I unironically would like more movies that feature female characters that are just written good, because I don't see enough of those. That they always seem to get panned.
The bottleneck is just that there aren't enough like beloved female superheroes from the classic era to mine for modern content.
I'd recommend watching Jessica Jones, the first season, on Netflix, if it's still on there and Disney hasn't pulled it. That was a good Marvel show. It was about a female private investigator who has superpowers.
What's a superpower? Just out of curiosity.
She's just like strong and shit.
Okay. Sick.
And
strong female, you say? Sounds like token representation
strong
to me.
Female characters, yes, wonderful.
Hey, I saw a really hilarious feminist joke the other day that actually made me laugh.
Haha, feminist joke. Pick one. Am I right?
Indeed. Yo, listen to this feminist joke. Though.
Or is it a tautology?
Well, that'll be for you to judge. Okay, here it is. It was just like a tweet from a feminist, and it was simply this. It was like man says to doctor as he hands him his newly born daughter. He says, I kind of feel like this is just over pushing the whole female thing. Like, I really, like, why did we need to go with, like, a daughter in this? It just feels forced and uncomfortable. I mean, like, why do we need, and I was like, okay, this is actually funny, and, I laughed.
Insert any social minority or any group of any kind. And
I mean, Nate with his non-black wife is handed a black child, and Nate says in response, "Yeah, I just kind of feel like this is like forced, black. Like, I don't, this just why did we have to go with this direction?
Tokenism at
believe
its
me, you didn't have to
finest.
force anything. It was very easy.
It's really easy to joke about all that, like her fucking token female and stuff. And I heard that Wonder Woman was a good movie. I might watch that.
It was.
I haven't seen that
but
yet.
like it's basically just that I like powerful female characters, as in like good characters that are cool and have Vriska and all that. And there's just none of those in like things outside of Undertale at the moment.
What the fuck?
Somewhere.
Wait,
well, the
stop.
characters
You're saying there are
exist.
no strongly written female characters outside of Deltarune and Undertale specifically.
We got the monopoly. We got to break it up.
You know what I mean? Like in the sphere of like big budget stuff, like Hollywood.
I mean, I guess there's fucking Captain Marvel. I mean, I suppose.
I've heard
that that's not a very good movie.
It wasn't great.
Wonder Woman apparently is a good movie. Jessica Jones on Netflix is fucking lit.
You got all those like Charlize Theron movies where she kicks people's asses.
Fortunately, Vapors 3 is almost done, and that stars a female character. Yeah, only a few more pages to go on that.
Now, hang on, Ben.
And I've been cranking them out.
If only someone would make a film adaptation of The Champion.
Well, that's
then
great.
We'd be all set.
Ben, is it fair to describe Magda as a strong female character? Because she seems to have some pretty serious anxiety, and I mean, what do we mean by strength here?
She's strongly. You know what it means. You know that it doesn't mean that. Stop.
No, I don't mean like powerful.
Well realized, well defined.
Well, okay, wait, but is a character
not written to be merely a sex thing?
Wait.
So is the question here? Is the quandary? Can a character be a strong female character if she is written to be weak?
Like emotionally and in terms of like will and stuff. Yeah.
I mean, I would think
no,
so,
right?
Yes.
Maybe I just don't understand what strong means.
I mean, of course.
No, I'm shocked, Nate. I'm shocked and appalled. Strong female character. This is like a whole thing that like I thought we as society had understood.
Okay,
that a strong female character doesn't mean someone who is a badass. It means someone who just to me, it literally just means a well-written female character.
Well, so if you've got like, for example, like a mom in some show who's, I don't know, whatever, she's like a mom and she's like really competent and good at stuff, and maybe she has an interesting backstory and whatever. Okay, sure, strong female character. But like, what if we just have like a biopic about like a depressed, sad, I don't know, like disempowered girl. And like, sure, we get way into her backstory and we learn all about her, but like everybody walks all over her. And let's just say this is a sad movie where she has no arc where she gets over it. It's just kind of a portrait into her sad life. And she is,
Well, that would be a
we would
tragedy,
describe her
but,
as
like-
like weak-willed and whatnot. Is that a strong female character?
I think I mean, I guess it depends how people want to use the phrase. To me, the answer is yes.
Well, okay.
I guess good female character would be a better way of
I mean,
putting
I'd
it,
probably go with
but-
that, but I mean, whatever. I get the idea.
Well, you know, I don't know. Maybe
But-
when people say strong female character, they do mean like a fucking badass superhero that they can look up to.
Isn't the idea
Because
that like,
otherwise, why wouldn't they just say good?
I think there is a contingent of people who do that, because like if you look at like female characters that have been introduced in like comic books and like popular media as of recently, they're always like borderline Mary Sue-ish, that like they just are invincible and conquer everything and don't face
Isn't that
challenges.
just what superheroes are like? I mean, not all.
Well,
of
I
them,
mean,
but, like,
no, true.
Most superheroes are Mary Sue's.
I think
you
a
could
great
probably
example
make
of
the
this
case.
in comic books was Riri Williams as the female Iron Man. Everybody just instantly loved her. She was smarter than Tony Stark, even though she was like a little kid. Everyone just like sang her
Right,
praises.
right.
Nobody mistrusted her, and it was just like it
Yeah.
felt very artificial because like she's a black girl, so she cannot. If we say anything bad about her, we're racist, so we can't.
so
do
she's
that.
definitely strong in that
Yeah.
sense, right?
Right, but it's just like not a well developed character.
I mean, that's what I would consider like a misunderstanding of the desire for
Right.
more strong female
Your
characters.
character's only as strong as the adversity they overcome, and if they
Like-
easily
Oh, yeah, that's
steamroll
true.
everything,
like the reason I like characters like Gun. I mean, nobody knows what Gun Girl's personality is like.
Yeah.
She's like she shoots people and she's really angry all the time, and she's a total badass, you know, all that stuff.
Yeah.
But she's like really like emotionally distraught and fucked up, and that's what is cool about her.
Okay.
Like she has
Okay.
a lot of mental problems, and she doesn't know how to love people. She shoots them.
Well-
You know, she kills them. She's an RFCK character. You know. So like a lot of superheroes that are good are people who are, you know, they're super powerful, but they can't deal with their real life, or like they have, you know, Tony Stark is a good example because he's such an asshole all the time.
Is he really that? Well, he's snarky, I suppose, but he's also
a snarky piece of shit, and he's like,
But he's a
he
good
finds
man.
it difficult to be genuine or to you know. He
definitely
gets
got
so
problems.
worked up in his work that he doesn't have time for social stuff, and he feels depressed at certain times. Like it's just more interesting.
I think
The more
Spider-Man
the
is
more human.
Spider-Man is the classic example of a superhero who is
a strong female character.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Who's
yeah.
who's got all the power, but his real life is all fucked up because of it, or
Yeah.
partially
Yeah.
because, or he can't fix his real life because even despite.
Is there any like in
Spider
the whole
powers.
in the term strong female character? Isn't part of the kind of idea behind that like an inspirational figure?
yeah,
I guess-
I think so.
I
You
guess
know?
a lot of the time
we
it is.
There's
want to
aspiration
isn't the
there.
idea that we want to depict like strong women on screen so that little girls would be like, I can do that too.
Well, yeah,
So-
it's not to show. It's not like literally. I mean, in my. Like,
I'm aware it's
the
not
way I
so
see it,
direct. but-
It's not like they have to be physically strong or mentally strong.
yeah.
They have to have a flaw and overcome it. That's like a normal hero.
'Cause let me tell you,
character
you
arc thing.
show me a quote unquote strong female character. I'll show you a woman I can choke out real fucking quick. Just fucking
Like
choke
if,
her
if
out.
there was like a female character who was a superhero, she's like Captain Marvel or whatever, and she has like a crippling social. Like
Oh
she's
my god, you're
like
talking
she
about
hates,
Jessica Jones. Just go watch Jessica Jones.
Yeah, okay.
I'll go watch it. I mean, I don't have Netflix and I never will, but I'll pirate that shit.
pirate it.
Since
It's
there's
fine.
ambiguity, I guess I'm gonna keep using it just to mean like a strong female character is just a well-written, relatable character.
I think that's what it
Okay,
should
but
be.
that may introduce confusion.
I don't.
Gib, another thing you should
Well,
definitely
there's all.
check out.
Well, I'm not introducing confusion. There's already confusion.
I mean, that's true,
People
I
are
suppose.
already using the word multiple different ways.
That's true. That's true.
Tom?
Yeah.
Hey.
Wait, Tom was
God.
gonna say something to me.
Okay.
Yeah, I just before we wrap up on this topic, Gib, I don't know if
Mm-hmm.
you've played it yet, but like something that would probably like hit all these notes and also be like your fucking aesthetic. Beyond Good and Evil for PS2, you should play.
yes.
it.
Oh, I've heard of that.
It's
She's got green lipstick.
yeah, her name's Jade. I almost keep saying Jade Empire, but her name is Jade. It's fucking sick. It's got like this hand painted, low poly PS2 gorgeous aesthetic, and the main character is a chick, and she's cool, and she's like a journalist, photographer kind of thing, but she also has this cool staff, and you beat the shit out of stuff, and you try and unlock undercover conspiracy shit. It's fucking lit. You should play it.
You play as Anita Sarkeesian.
Yeah,
That's correct, Ben.
Like,
That's correct.
I should like make clear that this is not because I have like high moral standards. It's literally just because I see a lot of characters, and sometimes I also like to see a sexy one also.
Gross.
I
like girls.
Women are
they're
just sex
sexy
objects
or
to
something.
Hypocrite. You heard it here, folks. That's all he wants.
I'd like to see boobs on the screen as well as a relatable character. You know, is that so
It's
much?
great
to
when you
ask?
can have both, I suppose.
It's the standard meme. It's like if you're going to be staring at someone's ass for like 10 plus hours, it might as well be one you like looking
I
at.
reject that framing.
No, this is a nightmare. This is a fucking this is a
I'm just
patriarch.
being real.
We were
I'm
doing
just
so
being
well,
real.
and then we became a patriarchal nightmare in the
Look,
snap of a finger.
I'm a proud member of the patriarchy, card carrying to my grave.
Patriarch.
Hey,
Sooner than I expected.
I feel like it would be
comes.
disingenuous of me to like to not mention that is part of it.
Sure, that's fair. That's fair.
Thanos is so dumb now. He's like
He's
so
dumb,
mean.
me thick is what he is, my dude.
support our regressive politics.
Dude, straight up, when Thanos was farming in his fucking white t-shirt and ripped jeans, I straight up like got hard and like pre-cum drip. I'm just gonna say it, I orgasmed in the theater. I'm not joking.
Support our regressive
All right.
politics at patreon.com/the Pro Crastinators Patriarchs.
The pro women crastinators, the pro LGBTQ
That was a good cap
crastinators.
to the ad. Was me coming
Yeah.
to Thanos, dude. Okay, listen, it's not weird. He just was in like relatable clothing.
You mean like when he was at his farm?
Yeah, he was wearing
true.
he was wearing his pure cotton, like, you know, marbled gray and white t-shirt and his ripped jeans.
Oh, his
He was,
heather
like,
gray,
old and
heather
just
gray.
easy. Listen, it's not weird.
He wasn't wearing a space farmer
Was
suit.
Thanos in jeans and a t-shirt? Is
He
that what
Yes.
I'm hearing?
That's what we're saying. Yes,
It was
is-
not jeans, goddammit.
Yes, it was. It totally fucking
It was skinny jeans.
I don't believe
Nice.
you. I don't think he could wear skinny jeans. He's too dummy.
Oh, he
thick.
made it work.
Oh yeah,
thick jeans.
Well, this has been thoroughly unpleasant.
Hey guys, let me just fuck it. I'm gonna fuck it right up.
Okay.
Let's fucking go. Hey, trans athletes, trans women in
Okay.
female athletics, acceptable?
Probably not. No.
Discuss.
For considering the fact that we have
God.
in terms of our leagues, we've made a distinction between men and women's like leagues, that having people who they're
goes.
somewhere on the border between in some capacity. I'm just saying it adds complexity, and I don't know. I've heard some people suggest a trans league because
A
it
trans
just
league, yeah.
I don't know. That seems kind of shitty as
It would.
well.
That
but-
would just end up being a trans woman league.
and the other option is
Considering that men outperform women in almost every athletic capacity.
There's no solution that it makes everybody happy, because like if you just say,
No,
"Oh, let's have everybody
definitely
compete
not.
together," then I'm sorry, but women are just going to lose.
You
Then
know,
it's going to be
okay.
men.
Here's what I find. Here's
Yeah.
what I find interesting about this. I watched a YouTube video about it the other day, and I was like,
Sure.
What I find interesting about this question is one of the arguments for it, right? Some of the people that are like, no, we should let them compete, is like, well, people already have natural advantage, right? Like some people have longer legs than others, and those people are just natural. Like, should we say, oh, well, people whose legs are too long shouldn't be able to compete? Why then do we say, oh, well, if you were born a man, then you shouldn't be allowed to play just because that gives you like, a statistical advantage, more testosterone, bigger hands, whatever
that's
the
like
fuck.
like
And
imagine me competing in basketball versus like Michael Jordan. Like, if that's quote unquote unfair, So
and I mean,
I have a solution in my head.
I don't agree with that line of thought that leads to therefore we should allow trans women to dominate the wait let me finish, to dominate the female like sports leagues. But I do think that it kind of highlights just the inherent unfairness of the entire of the entire enterprise.
there's something of a naturalistic, I guess, fallacy when it comes to this stuff. But
Maybe this is like it couldn't be put into practice for most things, but like surely if there are like some people are naturally more gifted than others, and it's like gender is becoming less of a thing. Men and females, like if you're a man or a woman, go here or there. Really, what separates the top from the women from the men generally is that the men are usually stronger, more athletic. What if instead of separating them at the start by male or female, you separate them by their performance? So like there's a bracket, like a heavyweight or a whatever.
Then in 99% of cases, then the top bracket will just be men and maybe trans women.
But yeah, like that's that would be how it would usually go.
The weird
but
thing
that
about
would
that
would
though,
make it so that trans people could
Hippo,
just go to wherever they like physically are capable, regardless of what gender they ascribe themselves. They can just be in like somewhere on the list.
The problem with that is that then the category to watch is the top category of performance, and that's men.
I'm not sure
and those
isn't that already a problem though? Like men's sports already supremely outperform women's sports across the board. Just because,
and I mean, that's no grand conspiracy. It's just that the men just do better.
Nobody said it was a grand conspiracy, Nate. Nobody said
okay.
that.
Okay.
Well,
fair.
it's a biological difference.
Like I know that it would be basically the same thing, except the
to be fair to my point, women might be like promoted less, so perhaps there is something to be said for that. Okay, sorry, go on.
I just feel like if the gender thing is the problem, and it's like kind of controversial and like maybe unfair, in certain situations, or maybe all situations, to say to a trans person that you're not literally allowed because we don't, society doesn't believe that you are the gender that you think you are, or you've decided. It's if the difference is in physicalness and not gender, and gender is just usually it's a safe bet that a man will be stronger than a woman, therefore separate them. I think separating on something other than gender will solve at least the controversial nature of it.
Well, you know what I've heard?
What I mean?
I've heard a thought. Basically, like we could either get broader, and like you got two ways to go. You can get broader, and just like everybody competes. But the thing is that it's going to make it harder for some people. Women athletes will have a fucking tough time with that.
The reason we have men and women's leagues is because there is a significant performance gap that would basically mean that women can't compete.
So the only thing you can do is you have to atomize, and currently we atomize basically on men and women, but like I've heard proposals that like let's atomize on specifically like we measure your testosterone and we use or like you have to be within a certain range of testosterone.
It's interesting.
But there's so many more things than just testosterone that do it.
Testosterone alone does not account for all the differences.
Of course
well,
not.
Nate, it's interesting that you bring that up, because I was about to bring up, because I saw a news story and I didn't read it because I didn't care. I didn't know this was going to be coming up on the PCP. But there was a story of like some athlete who was a natural born woman, and she just happened to have extremely high levels of testosterone.
Right. See,
and
that's the thing.
I saw that on Twitter.
She got disqualified. And
that's fucked up. That's fucked up.
Like that's straight up doing the thing. Like, oh well, people whose legs are too long can't compete in basketball because they're too naturally
that
advantaged.
throws a whole other fucking.
See, there is no good answer here. There is no good solution.
I mean, I think my answer is the goodest, because it ultimately not much will change, but for the people that it doesn't, like the normal male-female gap doesn't necessarily apply to, like a woman who's got a lot of testosterone, is really strong, who can compete with men, can fight their way up to the top of that bracket or whatever.
I want women.
You're pretty much just proposing that we eliminate the gender divide in athletic leagues.
I mean,
which
pretty much
is how well. I mean, yeah, I guess you could argue that, but like we have women's leagues for a reason, and it's because they would in most events they just wouldn't place. They just wouldn't.
Sure, and I think on the one hand that is a problem, obviously, but on the other hand, I think if all you really care about purely is merit, and like there's only like 2 or 3%, women participation, that means those 2 or 3% are good enough to compete, and then you have as close to an equal playing field as you can get. And maybe that's what should be done.
It's a nice idea in theory that it should be entirely a meritocracy. But I understand the rationale for dividing the league to give, more people the chance.
It's a very damned if you do, damned if you don't. Because now you have the women's league being pissed off because they get paid less and like nobody cares as much. But if you did the meritocracy thing, they'd be pissed off that like nobody can make the cut.
They would be out of the league.
You ever hear the story about the universal tennis ranking or whatever? And Serena Williams once said like, I'll beat any man. But like in the universal tennis ranking, she's like below like the top 100 because it's all fucking guys, and some like I don't know, she was offered a chance to fight some like college senior, like not a pro, but like a guy, and I think she returned it down. She's like, no, I can't beat this guy. Or you know what? I might be misrepresenting her point, but the point is like they're different. Men and women are different.
It's unfortunate, but it's the sad reality.
And I like I'm being I don't know. I guess I'm being feminist here. Like I don't want to fuck over women in that way, and I have great empathy for trans people too. But it's just, but how do we make a fair system? And I have no idea. I have no idea.
But then. Yeah, I don't know. Like I've heard, I don't know. This video that I watched about it was like, a couple of trans women like placed really highly in like, oh fuck, it was like an Olympic qualifier thing for like a sprinting.
And they pushed out
contest.
that girl,
like,
right?
Yeah. They pushed out like this other girl, and it's like, I don't know, doesn't seem right.
Well, Nate, it's interesting you bring up that example with like the what's her name is like 100 places below on the universal tennis thing, because if the gap is that wide and we let trans athletes participate, like over time that'll just mean like all the benchmarks for women's athletics will just be out of reach for naturally born women.
Just the other day sorry, it's like a male trans, like okay, biologically one, whatever, like no wait, the other way, sorry, a
MTF?
Biological male trans woman competed in like a weightlifting competition. I forget the deals, but like shattered like every fucking record they have, because pure weightlifting is like one of the biggest ways men have a huge advantage over women, and just like,
all right,
like, what's going on?
I figured it out. You rename the brackets cis male, cis female.
But that's I guess just like outwardly quote unquote discriminatory. So
that would basically mean you'd have to then have a trans league.
I don't want trans people to not be able to compete. It's just, but there's
no. The cis male plus trans.
So you'd have a trans female participate with cis male because biologically they were male to start. Is that what you're saying?
like if I didn't care about like people's feelings, that's what I would do with.
Now you're speaking my language.
Exactly.
Well, I guess it makes sense. Okay. I guess it would make sense, right? If like the metrics or whatever say that like biological men perform better in a sport, and therefore if you got this one league and you maybe call it the men's league, but you like it's like women can compete in it, right? Including trans women.
Yeah.
And then you got the female league, and only. Well, no, that's
I don't see any solution here.
That's exactly.
I think the thing that's interesting is like
I don't know. So I guess the solution is that I guess that is allow trans women to compete in the men's league. That's basically just saying, well, for all intents and purposes, by our sports, you are men. Maybe for the sake of competition, that's just something you got to do.
Yeah.
I wonder if like there's any, because like the trans women that perform and break all the records, they're quite strong, obviously, because like the strongest female people, they could rip me in half. In any sport, any sportswoman could like fold me in like origami. You know?
Indeed.
So like, what if a scrawny man like me, a small person, would to male to female transition, they would be more female, like biologically, like musculature, or like maybe they have more potential to grow, based on I don't fucking know, chemicals or whatever. But like, it seems to be the only ones I ever hear about are male to female people who break super records. There's never like any trans women who go into the sport who are sort of like middle of the range or low, tier, like bronze medal winners.
We probably just don't hear about them.
They're disadvantaged. Well, they wouldn't be breaking records if they were
they're the sort of
switching
people,
the other way.
The sort of people who, like, if they performed in a men's tournament, they would do terribly, and if they performed in a female tournament, they would still not do perfectly.
Yeah,
like we don't see any of that. And there's this like idea in the back of people's heads that like, what if you're transitioning? You've always wanted to be a sports person, and this is just like a good opportunity to win some medals. That's like really like a mean thing to think.
Yeah.
It's just. I don't know.
There's no solution, bro. We're not getting everything we've thought has been a complete dead end.
What's interesting to me though is it's that argument about like, well, it's not fair to begin with. So why whatever, fuck it. And it's like, well, yeah, you're right. It's not fair. It's not fair that some people are taller, some people got more tees, some people got
But if you just follow that logic to its conclusion, then you have to question the entire institution of male and female leagues.
You absolutely do.
So, like, yeah.
You have to question the entire idea of sports in general.
That's true. That's true.
At the end of the day, isn't athletics in the end just sort of a big institutionalized litmus test for who is the tallest and who has the most muscular endurance and who
frankly,
has
take it to its extreme. This really goes to all inequality of any kind. None of us are our own designers. None of us, I don't believe in free will. I don't believe any of us have earned anything by anything we've done. We're just programmed this way. We didn't choose to be born with the genetics or the parents or the environment or the brain state that we have at this very moment. And so I guess this is where it kind of gets into more socialist stuff of nobody deserves anything, so we need to equalize the experience because that's only fair. And there is logic there. There is logic.
I mean, you say go to the logical extreme, but I don't think people generally do that, except in conversations like this.
Well, that'll be my counter to every time they bring
in any implementation of the things we've been talking about, nobody would ever go to the logical extreme of anything. They would always try to find some sort of compromise.
I don't know what idea you're putting forward, Nate.
I'm saying that the point of inequality there, it's I'm just saying that on a larger level of our entire lives, everything we do basically in life is a competition. So, I'm extrapolating beyond the sport thing. I'm just saying.
It doesn't have to be. We kind of made it. We kind of designed it that way. Capitalism.
Well, you're right. You're right, Ben. There was no competition before capitalism was invented. It's not like people competed for resources or land control.
Right, I'm gonna cut that off.
Yeah. I know. Nate, I know. Lobsters have higher.
Good.
The point is, not everything has to be a competition, but I understand that this natural and sports are naturally unequal, as are many arenas in life. Mm-hmm. What were we talking about?
We're talking about Thanos.
I have
sports.
one more point. One more point
okay.
about this, right? Is that the reason that it would be unfair or it would suck to have everybody compete on an equal playing field, men and women, in the same sport league, would be that men would win all the trophies and they would get the champagne bowls and be happy and smiling.
Right.
Yes.
And women will never feel the success of having a gold medal around their neck. And it would suck.
I'm sure in some cases, but very rarely, yeah.
But the argument there is that
neither will you or I.
Why would you do a sport if you don't win? That is the argument. There's no reason to do the sport if you're not going to be the best.
I mean, that's
of
fair.
All time in the world.
I mean, the goal is to win.
Hey, did you know that the NFL has no rule against female players, and occasionally people do try? It's just that they never make it anywhere because they got disadvantages.
When are we gonna do we have any trans female NFL players?
Shit.
Would be my immediate question there.
Yeah, I mean that could happen.
It's only a matter of time. Then,
I'm
right?
sure it could. Probably could.
Yeah,
seems
seems inevitable.
Yeah.
By the way, I just want to shout out real quick in iShield 21, the quarterback of the final guys that the Devil Bats fight against. Their quarterback is the best quarterback in the world, and she is a woman, and she's the only woman on the team, but she's just so good at quarterbacking, and I think this is the ideal we all want.
Is she just so smart and tactical? Is that her thing?
I forget her specific football-based superpower, which everyone has in iShield 21.
God, iShield 21's so good. I never got that far.
Oh, you should finish it. I want to reread it all the time. It's so good, and I love the art. The art by One Punch Man, everybody, Murata, who's doing the updated manga, just so everybody knows.
Yes.
Because it's so weird to me that One Punch Man is the thing everybody knows about, not iShield 21 now. Okay, but anyway, that's ideal.
It never made it to West due to its weird racial shit. Maybe that's not the reason, but
I mean, frankly,
it got scanlated, but that's not a commercial
you're right. I
release.
meant to say actually released. The racial shit in there is there, but in no way is it disparaging.
What?
It's pretty similar to what we're saying
here. They go
Can
into.
you explain to me the weird racial shit, please?
It's a little gauche. Munchie, I'll tell you. There is discussion.
They go into the inherent advantages of black people.
Being black.
Indeed.
Yeah, basically, racist white coach just has to learn that, in the end of the day, black people are superior athletes, and you gotta make people...
It is really funny.
Not kidding,
that's pretty much true. It's pretty much true.
Oh, okay.
Now, to be fair...
But it was I liked that, because people shy away from
I mean,
that.
it is, it does seem to be Kenya, and, I don't know, fucking look at football players in general.
Fact. I heard this on the internet. The thing about Kenyans running, it's not just Kenyans. It is it's
their lifestyle, right?
the marathon runners. It's a specific tribe from Kenya that is disproportionately good at marathon running.
Maybe that's a bad example then. But if you look at
that's
players.
fine. I just wanted to point that out as an interesting factoid.
Yeah. Okay.
I thought that was neat.
Well, all right.
Hey,
that was relatively pleasant.
Yeah, I'll fucking just wait till after the show. I'll fucking rip you apart. Hey, I want to point out there are a couple of good videos. There's a series of videos from SB. You guys know SB Nation?
I don't think so.
Well, it's the company that John Boyce, the guy who did 17776.
Right.
It's that company. These videos are not by him, but there's a series called Beef History that goes into there's one about A-Rod and I forget who the guy that he had a long beef with. That one's really good. And there's another one about Serena
Derek
Williams
Jeter,
versus
perhaps? I don't know.
Yes, Jeter and A-Rod.
hell yeah.
Yep, Jeter and A-Rod.
Got
I
it.
thought you were talking about the history of roast beef.
No,
I wish.
Each video is the history of a particular beef between two professional athletes.
Okay, that's cool.
There's a good one about A-Rod and Jeter, and there's another really good one about Serena Williams and Maria Sharapova. I'm not even a sports guy, but I like some of these, because these videos are about the narrative.
Right.
It's about that human drama.
It is about that human drama.
That's right.
John Boyce put out a video maybe a week ago. Oh God, I forget the title of it, but it is an examination of bobs in sports, as in just he just tracks the prevalence of people named Bob in professional sports, and it's weird because you can see he tracks he tracks them by sport and overall, and there's a huge spike in Bobs, and it's suddenly there's only at its peak there were 600. There were 600 Bobs in professional sports. Today, 9. Bobs are dying out.
Oh my God, it's a genocide.
It is. It's a Bob.
This is the kind of tism we need more of in the world.
And he goes through a couple of noteworthy Bobs, like Bob Cyclone, who lost 15 professional boxing rounds and then retired, having never won a single match.
Rest in peace, Bob.
But he kept showing up night after night.
I respect that.
He put the time in.
Too much
got
bobbing, not enough weaving.
He was a Bob.
That's true.
He was a Bob. He was a note in this symphony. He mattered.
Fair, true, valid. What do you say we move on to the voicemails, lads?
Boyd.
Anybody? Anything else? Are we good? We good?
I've been dying to move on to voicemails because there's a voicemail that I've listened to before the show that I know you have picked.
You think so? Okay.
I just guarantee it, and I'm going to have a lot to say about it.
Oh, okay. All right. We shall see.
Right. Now I'm intrigued.
By the way, just so everyone knows, I basically just picked them, and generally nobody listens to them or goes and checks on them beforehand, as far as I know.
I actually listened to a few of them beforehand.
Okay.
What I'll do is I have notifications for the email for the Pro Crastinators on my phone. So
so
I'll
you can
always
play
get
that
notifications
when
when someone uploads a voicemail. So if there's ever... Listen, guys, if you want me to listen to your thing beforehand, if you really care, then get a really catchy, Munchie, please listen to this, and then I will listen to it. So
there you go.
There's how you do it.
Although it's still, if you're not here for the episode, we probably still won't play it. So you're still kind of up in the air. But do your best, everybody. Okay, let's move on. Before we get to the proper voicemails, we have a man on the case, a man on the hunt for the Pizza Party podcast. We've got some.
Wait, Nate, please. Before you say that, I just want to say that before, yesterday night, I was driving around with my friend who was in town again. And he turned to me and he said, Munchie, so I've been listening to the PCP. My heart drops. My blood
sinks to pity your stomach. Yeah.
And he says, what is this where's the podcast meme?
I don't know.
And I start to sweat bullets. And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you mean. I don't understand what you're saying.
Deny.
And then we're speeding down the highway and I get out of the car as fast as I can.
Yeah, that's fair.
I start rumbling.
Roll. Duck and roll.
Yeah, roll down the incline.
Maybe we'll be able to have some answers for him after we listen to this voicemail. Okay, this is from Detective Kleiner Hutt. Let's see what he's got. Go.
Greetings, this is Detective Kleiner Hutt. I'm a detective for the Bureau of Foreign Investigation. Alright, so I've been getting a lot of foreign mail from an anonymous sender telling me about the case of a wasp podcast,
Jesus.
the Pizza Party podcast. Sounds interesting, but the higher-ups
My
don't
white
think it's
whale.
important. So I've decided to
We
take the
have an
Pizza
audience
Party case
worldwide.
into my own 2 hands. Problem is,
Thank
We reach
you.
as
all
I
6
said,
continents.
I'm foreign, and a tourist visa ain't gonna be enough to solve
I knew
this
it.
case. Solution is, you guys
Fair.
just accepted gay marriage, so I beg of you, I might have to give a sloppy or two. I will become a homosexual for the case. Detective Kleiner Hood,
Damn.
turning
Wait,
gay in the US for the Pizza Party case. Ta-ta for now, gentlemen. Oh, and P.S.
Ta-ta.
The Maui god told me to bring my tiniest hat or bad things are gonna happen. Huh. What's that all
Okay.
about?
Okay, so this guy, he's going gay so he can get a green card, so he can come to the United States
That's
and
correct,
search
Ben.
for the
Yeah.
podcast.
That's correct.
That's dedication.
Yeah.
yeah.
He's willing
proud
to
of
go
you.
full gay. God bless him.
He's going all the way, full gay.
Maybe that's why I could never find the podcast, because I wasn't willing to commit to that level.
Yeah. That well.
You know, the problem with gays is just their marketing. They gotta adapt a slogan. I got one for you. Go all the way. Go full gay. TM, trademarked. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I think we'll get a lot of converts as a result of that one.
Just put that, like, on the trans flag, like, Times New Roman font.
Yeah,
bold.
good idea.
Yeah.
Let's put that like on a T-shirt
Impact
in
font.
our
Impact
store.
font. White impact font. Black
okay,
border.
Dude, it's like a line structured like a meme. So at the top it's
Yeah.
Go all the way, and then at the bottom it's go full gay.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's good.
Exactly.
With an awkward penguin in the middle.
yeah. We'll just stick an awkward penguin
Just
in there.
throw that
just
in
for,
there.
No,
Just for
stick a
good, for
Pokey
good
Dad.
measure.
Stick like a Mr. Mime.
You got to put a different Pokey Dad on each stripe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because they're different colors.
I prefer the slogan I came up for the gays with on I Am Games. I believe it was gay the pray away, and I stand by it.
That's excellent.
Yeah.
That's excellent.
Now that opens up many deep avenues of philosophical inquiry.
It's some atheist power move.
Okay, let's move on here. We've got speaking of this, we've got the real homosexual is calling in. So let's see. What
This is the same guy calling in later
it might
after
be.
the last.
You know, it could be. Let's see. Go.
Hello, PCP. I come to you today seeking some advice. You see, I would like nothing more than to start a simple, modest, Welsh-speaking family. But I can't reconcile this with the additional fact that I just fucking love the cock. I crave it, and I want to be fucking slammed by a massive bloke with a massive knob.
Oh, yeah.
If you have any advice regarding this matter, it would be greatly appreciated. Thank you in advance.
You're so cute. You're just hipping and
Okay,
hopping
I
all the
got
place.
two-
My
I got
first
two-
advice.
I got
my
two
first
words
advice.
for you.
Wait, it's that you're doing the right thing. The first advice is let the Welsh race die. It's the right thing to do. It's
Okay.
the only thing you can do for a just
Yeah,
future.
please.
But okay, Ben, what do you got? What do you got?
Oh, that's way better than mine. I was gonna say two words: trans husband. But no, I like yours better.
Welsh genocide now.
Win, literally win. We've been waiting for 10 years. Just release it already, please.
This seems like I don't know how real this struggle is. I mean, it probably is fairly rough. Like I don't know. I have a strong paternal instinct. I think if I just so happen to be gay, that'd really throw a wrench in the works.
Wait.
I mean, can't you?
No,
Can't
you
you
get a
adopt?
donor.
You can adopt
You get
or
an
get a
you
donor.
get an egg donor. You adopt.
Yeah.
You have to get them.
ways.
You have to get them pretty young so that you can inject your accent onto them so that they can't help but be Welsh all the time.
Indeed, that's true. Or they can just play Xenoblade Chronicles 2, where there's Welsh characters left, right, and center.
Like
Just another
you
reason.
have a kid and you want him to have the Welsh accent, so you lock him up, and the only media you allow them to consume is Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
Yeah, that's right. Even if
And
you
then
adopt,
you
that'll
come
do
back
it.
come back in a few months of them being in the pit, and they're Japanese.
Oh
now.
shit, we went too far. Damn it, we switched on the Jap dub. God damn it, we made a mistake.
We forgot to disable it.
Forgot to had to turn it off. Okay.
Sad. Yeah, another one bites the dust.
Well, I don't know. Look into adoption. Yeah, I'm sure there's, I don't know. There's fucking gay dudes out there who got big old families.
Just get
I'm sure
ahead
you
of
can
me.
work it
Just
out.
get ahead
Be
of
the
me.
best dad you can be. The proud
Get
gay
ahead,
dad.
mate.
We have two gay dads around here.
The proud tradition of two gay dads.
Indeed. One day.
welcome back to Best Dad Ever. Here we are with maybe I'll have another child monthly. Well, how's it going, various broods?
I mean, it's only utilitarian. I have to have at least 9 wives, I think. That's the math how it works out, in order to, be keeping the train running at any one moment.
Maybe I'll actually make a fucking family.
Okay, let's move on. We got a call from God. God is calling in.
Oh God, this asshole!
And Tom's had some harsh words for him recently, but maybe
Change some harsh
here to
words
rebut.
right now.
Okay, let's hear what he has to say. Go.
Hello, it is me, God. My question to the PCP is, if you were to meet me, God, what would you ask me?
Yes.
God.
Can you turn the reverb, asshole?
God.
Turn down the reverb is the first thing I'd ask.
Is that's it?
That's it.
That's
Yep.
it.
Yep. That's what you ask
I'd ask you from where you hail.
I'd
Yeah?
ask for a fucking. I'd ask to fucking leave me alone, please. don't ever talk to me or my 2 gay sons ever again.
I'd say put dispenser here, and I'd point in the mic.
Tom, you've had some back and forth with God recently. What would you say if he appeared before you?
Fuck you, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, okay.
I'd say, hey, God, what's the deal with this capitalism thing? What's with all this inequality?
God damn it, God.
I'm about to ruin the voicemails for the next 2 months.
Okay.
God, can you please put Wawa on your next your next recording,
wait.
please? Put some more
I take my
Wawa.
answer back. I have the perfect thing to ask God.
Okay.
Where's the podcast?
Oh!
Yes! Oh my God, I couldn't.
Of
I'd
course.
abandoned hope. I didn't even think of it.
Damn, that's true.
You're right. You got to keep hope alive.
That's the litmus test. If he can't give me an answer, clearly not actually God. And I was right
that's
all
so
lie.
true. Oh, that's
Atheism
genius.
for the win.
You got him coming and going, Tom. That's finessed right there. So
I
hopefully...
would repeat the entire final cutscene of the Simpsons game for Xbox 360 where the Simpsons family confronts God, and then I would challenge him to a DDR match, and I would win using the Xbox 360's terrible D-pad. But
That
I would
sounds
still
great.
overcome any challenge in front of me. And I would destroy the Prey station. I would destroy it.
Oh, yes. Please do. Please do. Okay, let's move on. The Japanese man Yuta is calling in. Let's hear what he has to say.
I
Go.
love that guy.
Okay, so here's a
That's not what he
Digibro
said.
impression.
Uh-huh.
So Japanese is an anime.
Stop this. Shut it fucking down right now.
Nate, we trust you. We trust you to bet these for quality and fairness
These are the
every
best
time.
There he goes. All right.
Is that it?
Is this the first inductee into the voice jail, as we were discussing before?
Get this guy on the
Hall of Shame.
TNCP.
Voice
Get
jail.
this guy on the TNCP.
We're announcing a new concept on the PCP. You've heard of the Hall of Fame. You've heard of the voice Grail. But get ready for the voice jail. For when you're a shitty voicemail that we
shit.
fucking hate, we're putting you in the voice jail.
Yeah.
And you, Japanese man, you're going straight to the fucking voice jail.
If you get put in the voice jail, you have to double your patronage. You have to, and we will make
that's
sure.
how you get out.
It's the only way to get out.
Yeah,
You gotta
that's
buy
right,
your way
that's
out.
right.
The joke's on us, because anyone in the voice jail is pledging nothing.
He's already a $0 patron, so doubling it is still 0. Damn it!
Nah.
No, all right. A new stipulation: plus 10, plus $10
That works for me.
dues.
We gotta define exactly how many PC pennies it takes.
You're right. You're
To
right.
buy your way out.
You know
Well,
what?
yeah, I mean, we can adjudicate for each one on a case by case basis. We can levy fines.
This guy's like
we can levy
like
tariffs.
a $20 monthly.
We are clearly
at
on a
least.
first name basis with God now, so we can offer indulgences to anybody who in
We
voice
can-
jail.
So
we can
true.
offer them an affordable payment plan to to mortgage their way out of jail, voice jail.
Okay, all right. Let's move along. We've got one from hashtag Where's the Megafauna? Let's find out. Go.
I love Megafauna so much.
Hey, everybody. Last week or so, y'all were talking about the domestication of the avocado, and I gotta say, I love that shit. Let me tell you how it all went down.
Mhm.
You know how fruits and shit have seeds, and sometimes we swallow one on
Yeah.
accident? Seeds were designed that way, so we could shit them out elsewhere and give them some fertilizer. Well, avocados were the same way.
Sick.
Central America used to be home to all sorts of megafauna, like giant sloths and shit, who could one-shot an avocado and crap out the pit. But then they all went extinct because of climate change and
Gross.
rise of man and shit. And avocados were like, fuck, what now? But then people showed up and were like, I like this, and started farming them. And that's like the only reason avocados are still around today. Natural history gets me rock hard.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Were we talking about the domestication of the avocado?
I don't remember what we were saying.
I
about
have no
avocado.
recollection of anything before.
It was the most important day of your life. To us, it was Sunday.
Yeah. Oh, it's so true. It's harsh but fair. By the way,
I love hearing stories about things that should not be, but humans have prolonged its extinction just for our own benefit. Like, there are so many like instances of like plants or animals or just things that we have just kept in the world to make ourselves happy. And our
I bet that a natural avocado doesn't look anything like the thing we buy at a supermarket. Like, you ever seen like wild bananas?
Yeah.
Like what bananas used to look for
like
before we fucking...
Yeah. No. There are some crazy bananas. They're like spheres with
They're like
huge
all
pits.
they're like all seed and they look fucking
Yeah.
nasty.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Dude, I want a sphere banana. How the hell do you peel that?
You don't fucking... Here, let me find
I don't want to eat it. I just want it.
I think I know exactly what you're talking about, and they look fucked. They're from Papua New Guinea.
Yeah. Oh God. Ugh.
They're really gross. They're really, really gross.
Copy image, posting this in the.
I had heard this somewhere, and I don't know if
audio
it's
links.
true, but like the reason that like banana flavored candy doesn't taste like bananas because it's a different kind of banana that doesn't exist anymore when they made the flavor. Is that real? That sounds
Yeah. There was like another strain.
Oh, this is bizarre.
I don't remember. I know what you're talking about.
Always, dude. Okay. Apples used to taste like raw potatoes when you ate them. But
What?
They used to bread them. We bred them to be how apples are now.
That's fucked up, man. But also cool.
That's not fucked up. That's delicious.
Yeah.
True. Hey, also, I've taken the liberty of I just made a document.
Oh, Cavendish. Wait, no. Cavendish banana was...
Yeah.
Well, I don't remember if Cavendish is the kind that survived or the kind that died out.
No. Okay. Cabinashes are what we have right now. These Cabinashes are modern day bananas. Before modern day bananas, it wasn't
Was it
like
Gross
it went
Michael?
Yeah, exactly. Gross Michael. It didn't go from what you just posted, Ben, to our modern day banana. There's been various iterations. And Gross Michael, fun fact, which I learned from my favorite YouTube channel, Lofty Pursuits. So when you taste banana candy, right, and you think, okay, I'm ready to taste some banana, but it doesn't really taste like banana, like modern banana. It has a different taste. And you may think to yourself, that's just because, it's artificial flavoring, it's different candy. No!
I would think.
Wrong! You are actually tasting the past, because the banana candy flavoring that everyone uses is based off the Gross Michael, the past iteration of bananas, and it was flavored to be like the Gross Michael instead of our modern Cabernishes. How crazy is that shit? Fuck you, bananas.
Why don't they update it?
Because that's what everyone is
Why
used
would
to
they?
having candy taste like. It would be like, oh, why is banana taste different now? That's
Is there any way to get the old banana back? I want to try it. I want to see how it compares.
There are a few, they are not widely distributed because of a disease that ripped through and destroyed like a lot of the banana population a while ago. So now Roast Michaels are like an oddity and a rarity.
Banana Hitler didn't fuck around.
Yeah.
No, I just made a document that's going to be in the show notes, people. It's the official PCP Hall of Fame /shame / voice jail, whatever. You got them
Voice
snakes,
Grail.
Riddle My Ass Batman, Grail, sure, whatever. And in the Hall of Shame, we've got the Japanese man Yuta, and I'm sure there's others I'm forgetting.
There's got to be more.
I'm sure there's more.
Well, okay, they didn't know they were committing a crime now. You guys know now that there will be repercussions.
Yes, okay, they've
Well,
been made aware.
I don't know if this is really repercussions if we're going to be remembering them.
What about one? Remember?
Well, no. Everyone in the comments talk about how terrible Yuta is. Talk about how he's a nightmare.
Dox Yuta. Everybody dox Yuta in chat right now.
Hey, I think One Spar should be on the Hall of Fame. He
I
had
agree.
a saga. Remember the One Spar saga?
Yeah, One Spar Weekly.
Vaguely. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he briefly became Wolf Spar.
Yeah.
Okay. You know what? I do remember that now. Yeah, fuck it. All right, he's in.
definitely
And I'm
a
sure
voice
there's
actor,
Okay,
for
but
sure.
no more reaction. You have to be current. You got to be up to date. Next time.
Yeah, okay,
yeah.
that's fair. That's fair. Okay, all right, but let's move along here, people. We got lots to get through. Next one, we got a voicemail from the humble John. Okay, let's see what John has for us.
Egbert?
A 1,
Mulaney?
2, a 1, 2, 3. This one's for Nate. You set an expectation long ago, expressing your hate. I can relate, and I've been looking forward to this thing you mentioned on a podcast you did with Ichiro about a terrible show. But the one I wanna hear from you on is the one that has this song. So when are you gonna make a video that destroys your favorite little sister show? They say be the change that you wanna see, but you really don't wanna hear from me. Kuroneko's best, I think she should've won. Kirino's a bitch and simply is no fun. Turn the volume off and watch it on mute. My little sister can't possibly be this cute.
Oh
my
god.
That was so good.
Shit.
That was so good.
That was incredible.
I think that's the Ora Emo theme song. The
I was
opening
gonna
song.
say that's got to be the Ora Emo.
It's got to be.
theme
Holy
song.
shit!
Is that a voice Grail right off the bat?
I think he
that's a
deserves
voice
it.
grail. That's
yeah.
a voice grail.
John,
That
that's a
is
contender.
for sure a voice grail.
I'm gonna put John Ora Emo.
John Ora Emo. That's his name. Well, you gotta do it now. You gotta do it now, Nate.
You know what?
Hey, you spelled it wrong. The I goes before the M.
Oraimo. Oh shit. You're right.
Oraimo. Man, I fucking hate that show.
As you should, man. As you should. So yes. Okay. But you know what? There actually happened to be another voicemail about this as well, asking me about it. People, I just want to remind everyone. You know, maybe I didn't say this with enough force before. I'm going full-time YouTubing, ladies and gentlemen. And what do you think I'm doing that for? What do you think I'm trying to do? But finally get this bugbear off my back.
It's all about that Ora Emo, baby.
So that's not my first project, but as everyone knows, it's in the works. So you will be seeing a lot more of best anime evers from me in the future. So get ready to slurp them down deliciously. Everyone at Ora Emo, best anime ever, as everyone knows. So we'll. I'm excited to see more of that. One Spark, if you could add some backing instrumental to that, if you can do that, buddy, that'd be great. Just see what you can do. See what you can do.
You mean? OblivionFall, you mean?
That was Oblivion. What did I say? Did I say One Spark?
You said One Spark.
Oh, yeah.
One Spark, congratulations.
Congratulations, dude.
OblivionFall, you're fired. You're fired.
Yeah, sorry about that, Oblivion. Okay, moving on. Oh, that was so good. He clearly wrote out lyrics.
That was really nice. That was a really nice job with the lyrics there.
Oh my god. That was so sick. Okay,
parody songs are like sort of a difficult art where if you make them lame, they can just be really, really stupid.
If you don't
make the lyrics fit, if you don't make the lyrics funny and fit the tone of the song or the syllables, then you've made a shit product, and we hate you. Sure. But if you make them good,
if you're doing a cover and you fall even a little short of nailing it with the lyrics, like you eat shit way harder.
You know, I consider this kind of my area of expertise, as I've written quite a few of these over the years and hope to do more in the coming months and years, a lot. And it's a very fine balance between, I don't know, I do this a lot in my content in general. Maybe it stems from this, because I did this, first? I don't know, whatever. When you're doing a parody, you can't be too, overly sincere and overly saccharine about it. You've got to have a playful element to it. And you got to earn your sincerity if you're going to hit something.
I would say that the artistry of a parody song is in how you re-kajigger the lyrics. Yeah. So you gotta make the way you do that funny and clever.
Absolutely.
And sound great.
Ben,
that's the challenge.
Remember the opening of Keg Reviews, or the song at the end, blah blah blah. Let me see. I fear I told a little fib about my being cool, but now I lay it on the line, so don't think I'm a fool. I wasn't quite the super kind of pony like I claimed. The fact is that I was a nerd who everyone called gay. Now see, that was a classic line.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
everybody loved that.
Wonderful.
Is this Ora Emo? I posted the thing.
Oh, let me see.
I saw this.
Yeah.
That's
her.
The people know.
That's her.
Okay, first of all, no, that's Umaru-chan.
My little Umaru-chan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is a different show.
Hey, I don't know. They've got orange hair.
This is a similar Little Sister.
I hate Umaru Almost, maybe even more. I don't know.
As a person, Umaru is a significantly worse person than Kirino.
Oh,
but
I hate the program.
I mean, I hate them both
I hate
too.
the entire endeavor.
Yes,
yeah,
it's
bankrupt.
By the way, shout out to at StingerCorpse on Twitter who drew this funny picture that you should be looking at.
Link in the description.
They're cool. I like them.
It should missed opportunity. It should say Doomaru.
That's true.
Because it's Doom, right?
Alas,
right?
better luck next
it.
time. That's it for your life. Better luck on the next Wheel of Reincarnation turn, my dude. Okay, Dr. Wolf 2 has left us a message, ladies and
Oh my
gentlemen.
God! 5
God,
waiting.
one was enough.
Okay,
I hope we see him at BronyCon. I hope to God.
Oh, he'll be there. But let's hear what he has to say.
Well,
this is his big brother, Dr. Wolf 2. Okay, let's go.
That'll be Dr. Wolf 1.
2 episodes from when
he's
this
younger
gets
but
played,
bigger.
another listener called in about a situation I'd like to coin in no offensive way as light cucking.
Oh,
yes.
I agreed with everything y'all had to say, just about not being personally comfortable with a situation like that. But I'd like to get specific with my question. Let's say one of us is dating a model. It's in the realm of possibilities, so hear me out. Humor me. Try to imagine that world where that's happening. How would that person cope with his girl receiving unsolicited messages that contain explicit materials on the reg? Thanks.
So he's talking about me. He's talking about me, obviously. My girlfriend is a model.
That's pretty simple.
Yeah.
I mean, it's nothing to do. They're unsolicited. What are you going to do about it?
Indeed. And so,
what's to say?
This is almost, so you know what? I did kind of want to respond because frankly, I was thinking to myself that I forget what we were talking about, like dating a porn star, dating like there was a voicemail about
I think that was this the same guy who was on the what was that website called?
Seeking Arrangements, I think, right?
Yeah. Seeking, yes. This is not the same. This is way less of an interesting question. Honestly.
It is.
There's nothing to discuss here.
I mean, I thought it was. You know what? I'll say this though. Okay, like on the spectrum of cuckolding, because that's really what we're talking about, and so this is a wide spectrum. And I'll just say that frankly, the people who are like involved with a woman who are being the least cucked. I'm not endorsing this, but I'm just saying that I think the truth is that it's basically like that those like Islamic extremist people who like force their women to cover themselves head to toe so that no other man can see their woman. I think those are the least cucked men on the planet because they're obviously going over the top and they're
that has nothing. No, that's dumb.
Let me finish my point.
Okay. Well, I object to your premise here because that is something that the man is doing. Whether you're being cucked is not up to you. It is up to your partner. You know what I mean?
I mean,
it's entirely about their
theoretically
decisions.
One way to avoid getting cucked is to you could intimidate or imprison your significant other. I'm in an amoral sense. One could do that.
I suppose. Yeah,
but
that doesn't make them any less cucked than a man who doesn't do that and whose woman isn't cucking him.
I think if you're the sort of person who has to imprison people in order to make sure that nobody steals them away or that they don't leave, then you are the biggest cuck of all because you can't hold on to them with your own qualities.
Well, I mean, in a sense, that's true.
I feel like that's so far down the ridiculous angle that it's like. No. I don't know. What
I mean, I'm trying to get to the root of his point here, but
I think that nothing you do can make you any less cucked. If you're cucked, you're cucked, and if you're not, you're not.
Well, I don't know if I agree with that because
well, I mean, I think the inaction of letting it happen and not putting your foot down.
What if you're if you're just a shitty BF and your girlfriend is like, fuck him, I'm gonna fuck Chad? Then I mean, you're involved in the process somewhat.
Well, okay, then you've been cucked, but then it is your then the question is, well, how do I respond to this? And the answer is with a fucking atom bomb. You got to turn that key. You got to put that key in the lock.
Fair. But I mean,
hit that big red button.
I mean, I'll follow my example though to the extreme. So first of all, on the whole receiving unsolicited dick pics and whatnot. Like, there's no control. I mean, obviously, there's nothing she could do. And
like,
I mean, you could say like
that's probably something that most girls.
I was
like,
going to say to once
yeah.
again put on my to just go full feminist as I do every moment of my waking life. Women just have to deal with that in general. And like, what's the solution? Stop being an attractive woman who's on social media? Is that the proposal? So again, I'm not trying to moralize.
I like
I'm just saying
these completely like modest, like normal opinions are going full feminist, guys. Deep down the rabbit hole.
Yeah.
You know,
I did just endorse Sharia law.
There's some
so,
disadvantages. Maybe there are some. No, full feminist.
Full feminist.
Yeah.
But my only point is, okay, you know what? Maybe I will say it. I think that as a man who has a girlfriend who does in fact produce and distribute images of her looking, relatively sexy. She's a sexy girl, obviously, but in bathing suits and whatnot. Do I think that that's slightly more on the cuckolding spectrum than someone whose girlfriend does not do that? Yes, I do. But that being said, like, let's not, obviously this is a very slight degree. This is a very modest amount here.
All right,
everyone
start writing your think pieces titled Nate Bestman admits to being a cuck.
I don't know. Honestly, I feel bad even saying it. Obviously, it's not actually the case, but I just gotta be honest. Gotta be intellectually consistent here. And one who's like has like a modest at-home wife who just like wears her big Victorian dresses that cover her 102%.
Her hoop skirts.
Yep. And dressed super modestly and all that.
It just
all the time.
It strikes me as funny to like come at it from a very intellectually consistent perspective when this is very much an emotional thing.
I mean, that depends.
What does it matter? What does it matter one way or the other whether you are technically cucked like a certain percentile?
I mean, I'm approaching it more in the technical sense than the emotional one because I do not feel cucked. But technically analyzing it, I think that there is.
But why would you even go to the effort of making sure that you are being honest with that when you don't feel it?
Well, I'm just trying to be intellectually consistent, and like maybe I'm wrong, but like this is just my thought process on the subject.
How do you know people like add up the numbers the same way you do?
I don't.
Here's my counterexample.
Okay.
Say you got a couple that are in an open relationship, and one of them fucks another person. That's not cucking.
But again, unlike my technical analysis here, the whole relationship is kind of dual-way cucking.
Dual-way.
No, you know what? That doesn't make sense.
No,
that doesn't make sense.
That doesn't make sense. No.
My worldview about this cucking spectrum is actually pretty flawed. I'm noticing. So
it's a little weird.
It's maybe
backpedal.
Maybe there's some
undig that hole.
Here.
Undig that hole quick.
It invites certain lines of inquiry.
Cucking is such a vague thing that everyone means it in a different way, and it's hard to like actually have a conversation about it because like no one actually like you could mean like actual cucking like as a real like thing that exists that has a proper name, cucking. You think about like more far removed, like the general sense of like just cheating.
Well, you know what it reminds me of though?
Then you could just make it like a personality trait where, dude, that guy is such a cuck. Fuck that guy.
But people do use it that way now, so it's hard to say that that's like totally wrong. I guess.
Well, I'm saying it's wrong. I'm just saying it's another definition that they're.
That's using it That's a figurative. You can be a figurative cuck without being a literal cuck.
I guess that's true. I was watching Joe Rogan the other day, and he had like a debate with the Adam Ruins Everything guy, and basically this was a discussion on like whether
Adam.
Adam, I can't remember his name.
But I know. Yeah, I don't know his last name, but I know
it's Adam Conover.
I confuse him with Alton Brown all the time.
Kill yourself.
Well, okay, here's
only Alton Brown's like super
They had a
now.
debate about whether or not alphas and betas like exists in human beings. And basically, it immediately seemed like Adam was using the like the biological like inherent like wolves, like they have alphas and betas, like like a naturalistic sort of setup. And he's like, no, that doesn't exist in humans. Like we don't operate on that level. We're like far more complex.
I have something to say about this.
My only point is just that like Joe Rogan, like he was definitely saying like no, like alphas and betas, like you got like a strong alpha dude and you got like a little timid guy, like that alpha beta dynamic is right there. But like obviously he's just using kind of a different definition from what Adam's using. So like
if you define define alpha and beta to mean confident guy versus shy guy, then obviously they exist.
So
Think about alphas. Did you know that like wolf research was discredited and like that alpha that actually doesn't exist in like wolf packs in nature?
Okay. Don't like gorillas have it too though or something?
Well, they do have a I think they have like a they have
a big leader.
Is it called the alpha?
I think so.
I think there's I don't know if it's the alpha or if it's not. Yeah. I think like a gorilla has something like that. But like that research where the word came out of that, like this happens in wolves, like that same researcher did more research that like invalidated his old hypothesis, was like, all that stuff I said about alpha wolves doesn't happen.
Just to be clear, I mean, what did he claim? That like there was like one dominant leader that would like get all the girls basically, and
that's something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I feel like wolves, they're very much more of a collaborative group effort sort of thing. I mean, all groups of animals that successful, they group together, but like
even us,
I've seen nature documentaries, and it seems like they just work as like a team rather than one guy is big and the others are small.
Yeah. Though I mean, they're like it's not not every naturalistic system is like even or whatever. So there's only so many like females to breed with or whatever. So it would make sense for there to be some.
I mean, there's always the ones. There's the ones that are the most good for the thing.
Yeah.
But like, I think alpha and beta means something a little different than just.
I'm no expert.
I'm talking out of my butt hole.
I mean, even from the beginning, like as soon as people started using that like alpha dog like wolf research and like mapping it onto humans, we were already like being figurative.
Yeah, I mean that's true. Like, do I believe that there are confident and less confident humans, and that this impacts their like social graces and skill and achievement? I mean, yeah, but if that's not what it biologically means, then fair enough. By the way, are you guys aware of how hyenas are like structured socially, especially like men and women? It's fucked up.
I am.
The men are repressed.
What do they do?
Those poor repressed gamer hyenas need to rise up and overthrow the cruel matriarchy because the women are bigger and stronger and bully them, and it's mean, and I don't like it.
Male hyenas are fucked.
Dude, have you heard of spiders?
A little bit.
Is it just
male
that
spiders are tiny and the females kill them and eat them after they are impregnated by
fucked
them?
Up.
Yeah. Oh wait. So the just like female hyenas are the bigger, like more dominant.
Yeah, they're
ones?
bigger, stronger, and dominate like the whole social hierarchy.
I mean, really, what does it like? There's nothing inherently like more.
Guys, we gotta stop. We gotta stop all these trans male hyenas from competing in the male hyena arena. In the hyena arena,
it's not fair to those poor, natural. I'm a turf for hyenas for sure. Coming down a hard stance.
We gotta have the male
trans
hyena
hyenas.
leagues.
Hyena arena.
Or they can't compete.
I'm a trans exclusionary radical hyenaist. I'm a
Lion King 4 Hyena Arena.
Ooh.
Guys, you aren't using the right term.
Yeah.
We all know that saying hyena is just so 1990s. We have our new term. The phrase that comes with it. You gotta say yeen. Guys, I just love being a yeen.
Is this the furry equivalent? Is this like how they slang?
Or is this just like the new? Is this what Zoomers call hyenas?
This is slang for hyena.
Yo.
You guys just love saying yeen.
Yo, me and my boys, we're chilling on the safari.
Guys, say it right now. Say it. It feels good.
Yeah. Yeen.
No.
It's a
I'm
yeen.
yeening. I'm a big
So when you're on Twitter and you're retweeting your cute hyena pics and you're like, oh, look at that yeen. Like yeen is to hyena as doggo is to dog.
Exactly. Yeah.
I hate doggo. Doggy is better than doggo.
Well, doggo is like the
yeen
Reddit
tops
version.
it all.
Doggo is like the mage version, which is good in some situations,
all right,
but not all.
I'm thoroughly enamored with Hyena Arena.
Hyena Arena.
Hyena Arena. Hyena Arena.
Hyena Arena or Yeen Arena.
Oh!
Yeen Arena for short.
Yeah, we got to save time because we're going to be saying these words a lot.
In the jungle, the mighty savannah, the lion is a hyena now.
All right, let's move on.
Please, yeah.
Okay, this is good. We've got Hell No Fresh is calling in with
here we go. Okay, yeah.
Hell No Fresh freestyle world star exclusive.
Okay. Shut the fuck up during all of this.
Let's commence. Go.
All right, Nate. I see how it is. Think you're a big, strong man, big, tough guy. Talking shit about instant ramen, huh?
Yeah.
All right, dog, I'll remember that.
Yeah.
See how tough you are in a minute. Throwing shade at my ramen recipe. I'll put it simply in soliloquy. You can rest in peace. Fuck a tutorial. I'm cooking up bars now. I'll shoot you into space like Joseph did the cars now. Cause you the type of nigga that fuck retarded bitches. It's all engagement till the social workers get ya. Get the picture. I'm no longer fucking with ya. Thought you could get away with shitting on my dishes, did ya? Spit bars quick, instant ramen in the booth. How about you make like Sekiro, munch a suicide tooth? I rhyme for my bootleg food. It's hell no fresh. Easy to follow recipes, John Favreau flex. You're dead. Now I'm the best guy ever. You're just a ghost in the shell. Oh well, good luck in development hell, kid. Yo, shouts out Munchie. That carbonara was fire. I think we're done here. Peace.
Yes! My two favorite things, hating Nate and loving myself.
Wow.
Slain.
Listen, okay. Combination. Okay, so please allow me to have the floor because this requires a lot of information. So to start this out with, I would say this beautiful song, obviously Anti-Night, which we can all get behind, the working class, and his past recipe on the last episode, Holy Grail participation. However, Hell No Fresh, I've got something to say that I've got some follow-up for you. So, last episode, if you all recall, Hell No Fresh called in with a recipe for peanut butter instant ramen.
Indeed.
So it was, you would make some top ramen, mix in some sesame oil, and some red pepper flakes, and some scallions, and put some instant top ramen in, get that chicken flavoring, and the peanut butter, and it would emulsify, and it would be delicious. Now, immediately upon hearing this, I thought to myself, sounds delicious, sign me the fuck up. But those of you know, my kitchen was not working. So I had to wait a few days, and then, the day that my kitchen became available to use, which has happened, everyone. That saga is over, and I've been able to cook. I was ready and willing, prepared to make
kitchen
this
arc.
top ramen.
The kitchen arc begins.
Yeah, the kitchen arc ends. So this was going to be the first dish that I made in my new kitchen. Hell No Fresh, you had the honor of being the inaugural person that and make the recipe for this brand new spanking kitchen that I had at my disposal. So I got all my greens, I got the scallions, I got the peanut butter, I got the red pepper flakes, I got the spicy sesame oil, I got the top ramen, I got everything, and I was ready to go full in, all chips on the table. And so I got all my greens, I was chopping up the scallions, and so I thought to myself, wait a second, well, hold on. This is an occasion. This is a special event. You know what I have to do that I've been putting off for a while, and since I haven't had a kitchen and I haven't had time to use it, I acquired a chef grade knife from my girlfriend's father. He gave it to me because he took note of my cooking, and so he gave me a really high quality, sharp ass knife.
Was this
and
forged of like adamantium or something? What's the?
Yep. It's ultra sharp, and so I'm gonna use it for the first time on this Hell No Fresh. Listen, buddy, me and you, we're bonded. We're soul linked. We're gonna bet to JO in about 3 seconds. Our crystals synced. Nice. And so I got down my chef knife. And I want to paint the picture. I was so excited, right? I was so eager. I was so just ready to live the cooking lifestyle again, to be the chef that I was always meant to be. I had this professional grade knife. I had this recipe that I was so just interested in. And I was so happy. I put my fingers a little bit too close to the blade. I didn't practice proper blade safety. I did not curl my fingers the way they're supposed to. I did not make the block so that the braid would hit up against my mid fingers and not cut my fingers. So I chopped down while I'm making the scallions.
Oh God!
Wachow! Wacha! A slice of my fingers are gone, and I'm not saying like
God
8 grays.
damn.
I'm saying a slice of my fingers are gone. And if you look at my fingers now, literally, there is a deformation on my fingers. Even now, there is like a slice of it visibly off. My finger is now lopsided forever.
Can we get an image?
My left middle just forever deformed because of chefs in general, and specifically you, Hell No Fresh. But I will say, and because of that, I'm putting you in the voice jail because of you causing this to me. But wait, what's this? I've cut my finger and I'm really pissed off and it's bleeding everywhere and I have to go to the emergency room and I have to pay $75 for them to just give me antibiotic cream. I'm seething with rage. But I can't let these scallions go to waste. What am I gonna do? And so I had the bandages on. The next day, I'm in pain. It's bleeding profusely. But you know what I do? I have to finish the fight. I just have to, in Weird Al's words, just eat it. And so I go to town. I practice blade safety. I'm a master of this katana folded 10,000 times. I chop the scallions properly this time. I get rid of the dead skin and flesh that is just residually on them. I wash them properly. I put in the top ramen. I put in the sesame oil. I put in the red pepper flakes. And you know what I fucking do, you dumb fucking slut? Instead of using water, I update this shit. I improvise on this shit. I use homemade chicken stock instead of that water. The chicken flavoring is off the charts. I fucking grill some new bacon. Peanut butter goes great with bacon. Put that in there as well. So I'm eating this delicious fucking meal. Hell no, Fresh. I'm eating this delicious meal that you have given me this recipe modified to my own specifications. I take a bite and it is mind-blowing. It is absolutely undescribable, the pleasure in which I am partaking in when I eat this peanut butter instant ramen. The emulsification of the peanut butter to just make this very light peanut butter-esque sauce inside of the top ramen is so orgasmic. Why must brothers quarrel? Why must there be division? Hell no, Fresh, you are in the voice Grail for the rest of my life. Hit me up, DM me. We are brothers in arms, and you know what? I think we're gonna have a long career together, and that's the end of my tale. And I've been waiting all week to sell.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Hell no, Fresh. Welcome to the Grail. Welcome to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I would say that rap alone was enough to get into the Grail, because that was devastating.
It was, Nate. I think you might have to leave the PCP soon.
Well, you're just gonna have to answer with a fire track of your own. That's the way you get around it. That's the way
only option.
That's the way you beat a rap.
Dude, me and Mathva, perfect time.
Make a rap.
Man, I wish I could rap. Sometimes I think about maybe I should try to compose a rap.
Hey man, just
That's
download a beat. As you know, Jesse and Did you just do from the internet, work on some lyrics.
Yeah.
And
I have no idea how to how do you write it?
I want to figure out how to write.
Is there like a structure you follow? I mean, I'm sure you could do it any way you want.
I've made some in the past, but I felt too silly, too bad.
You know what? In the same vein of Munchie learning to cook and getting all into it, or learning to code, I want to learn to rap. I want to figure out that shit out. I don't know where to start. I suppose I should just ask Digi, but he's Digi. He might not have like the teacher sort of
not an ability to pass on his knowledge
aspect.
Nate, I want to move away from the ashes of the HelloFresh debate, and and it may come up, but I do want to move into the forcing Nate to cook arc, which I am going to bring up every single episode until it happens. Because Nate, you know it has to be done.
It does have to be done. Though I don't care about cooking. Frankly, I just want to cook like the calories I need in the day properly. I don't care about things that taste good. That seems like a waste of effort to me.
I agree, Nate. I agree.
It's easy to make something that tastes good and is calorie efficient if you can do it yourself.
If you can make healthy food that's like you hit your macros and whatnot, and it also tastes great, that'll probably like keep the train running smoothly, and you'll be like, I can't wait to make
literally
good food.
The difference between let me give you a tip.
Okay.
Cooking tip. Any vegetable at all, olive oil,
broccoli,
or butter, salt and pepper. Add it to that, roast it in the oven, and it's delicious.
Mm-hmm.
There's like no exceptions to
fair.
this.
Indeed.
It does, yeah. The salt just makes it good.
And that's it. That's like all you need to do to cook like any fucking vegetable. You know what I've been doing?
Yeah.
A friend of mine sent me a care package. It was a giant box full of nuts, various nuts.
Oh, it's so thematically appropriate. Did it have an unsalted variant of a popular nut?
She's specifically yes, yes, it did.
Oh,
and there were a bunch of other timelines in there too. There were bara nuts. There were peely nuts. There were like tiger nuts, whatever the fuck those are.
Testicles of tiger.
But mostly there was like big ass bags of peanuts, cashews, and almonds. And what I have been doing is I spent a bunch of yesterday just like roasting trays of these peanuts because they're uncooked peanuts. I've been roasting and salting them myself and putting them in mason jars. And they're so good. They're actually better.
That's incredible.
They're actually better when you roast them yourself than when you buy them in when you buy them pre-roast. Oh, it's so good. It's like emotionally gratifying. Taking like making this raw material undergo this process and transmuting it into this delicacy.
I feel like I'd be a healthier human if I cooked more. Like I'd just be more
probably,
in tune with the world. Yeah. I want to do
Seems
it.
like a real thing.
Just lazy
Cooking
and busy.
is so fucking like it makes you like feel so like sexy and desirable as a human.
I agree.
It's such a great feeling to be able to go downstairs and you'll be like, "What do I got in here? I got this and yes." I'll make this dish, dude. Fucking when making the peanut butter top ramen, and I just like I looked in the fridge and I saw that we had the carcass of a chicken, and I was like, shit, you know what I can do? I can totally make like a quick little sock out of this, and it would be really easy. And I can put some of the leftover like meat bits inside of the soup itself. Like just being resourceful like that while cooking is the best feeling.
Munchie walking towards his fridge, third person over the shoulder camera, slowly walking towards it, looking at his ingredients, going, "Aw, shit, here we go again." There's the meme.
Yeah.
There's the one.
Oh, with the chicken carcass.
Oh, yep. Put a chicken carcass there, ladies and gentlemen.
I mean, for me, more than feeling cool and sexy, cooking made me feel efficient.
Yeah,
because when I had my, Instacart all set up, I had my pipeline, I knew my ingredients and stuff, and I'm just like, okay, well, time to, I've got all my ingredients that I get, and I know where to get them for the best price, so they're all really cheap, so I'm eating for relatively cheap, but I'm still eating well, because I'm, I know what I'm putting into my body or whatever, because I'm getting it myself, and I'm, just throwing that cauliflower and shit in a pan and roasting it up and putting it in a bowl and eating it, and I'm like, this is exactly what I want to be eating, and it's all like sorted, right?
Yeah.
Like that I've cleaned out that pipeline. The nutrition pipeline has been cleaned and efficientized and maximized to deliver nutrition unto me at a minimum expense. I feel great about it.
While I do love, I'm just into cooking like as like an artistry and like a passion and like a hobby. I completely agree that a lot of the joy of cooking is like finding like optimal strats to saved frames, because I don't always want to cook a big ass fucking meal.
Hashtag save the frames, peeps.
I just want to be able to throw something together really fast and get something that's scrumptious and walk back upstairs. It's not as I have to always be a federal issue.
Now I'm thinking of like you getting your meal and then doing the Mario 64 like back long jump backwards.
Yeah.
You know what this reminds me of? Totally incidentally, I was in a thread about Ulalilia on V the other day, and like in his description, I think this was on like his LinkedIn page or like it was his Facebook, I think, and he was like updating like his current work status, and like he works at Walmart, I think, and he said something like he'd been a cashier for many years, and he said something that was along the lines of like, like my skill level at like, these like stocking shelves, like blah, blah, blah. Like these are all these are all high level, achieved close to mastery. When it comes to cashiering, I've maxed out my stats at cashiering. This is on like a Facebook post, like to his family and friends. He's a good man.
I started this adventure. I became a cashier, but I think I've done all I can do with the medium, and it's time for me to move on to bigger and better things.
Pretty much.
It just like Watterson retiring from Calvin and Hobbes because he'd done everything he could do with it. He's like,
Same.
I'm gonna go out at my peak. I'm gonna go out at the peak of my cashiering career.
Okay,
on top, baby.
That's fantastic. Okay. Next call is from Patreon. Serious questions: how to get bonus episode. Okay, so this one is just I'll take any excuse to talk about the bonus episode. So let's listen to it.
Okay, I have a serious question about the Patreon, and when you buy like the bonus episodes, how do you get them? Is it like a private YouTube set of videos and then you get the links to them, or is it like MP3 shits you have to download? Because like I just want to know how what ways you get the episodes so I can know how to like be able to do them, because like what if I buy the thing on mobile and then it's like a fucking file that I can't download or some shit, like let me know how to what happens once you buy the bonus episodes, like what happens, what happens You know, what the fuck?
Okay, we need to convert this potential customer to a full real customer, and here's how we do it.
Gotta change those players into payers.
That's exactly right. We okay, here's what you do. So all you gotta do on Patreon, you got an account or whatever, you sign up and you click on us, whatever, you say you want to support us. You gotta say like the $5 tiers, the one to get the bonus episodes. And once you're there, once like Patreon says like, here's a user who is logged in as a $5 member or whatever. What the bonus episodes are, they are YouTube videos that are hidden and only people with the link can get there. And like, if you are a person, you're a $5 patron, like the bonus episodes are just, they're on Patreon. You can click them and play them there on the website, I think, but there's also just links from there to the YouTube. And once you're on YouTube, there's a playlist of all the bonus episodes. And really that's the thing how a lot of people keep track of it because that's the easiest for them. But you can just do it all through Patreon when there's a new episode released. So there's your answer. That's how you do it, via Patreon mostly. We release the episodes there, the end of the month or whatever. So that's it. Now give us your money, please.
I have something to say.
Sure.
I have something to say. Now, it is probably possible with the right connections to
This is like one of those things, Ben, that's like this is like jury nullification. Like it exists, but if you speak it, you are disqualified from existence.
I just want to say that I know that is a thing that people would probably do. And I don't blame them for that. But consider the fact that we're only asking $5 for like 40 fucking bonus episodes.
There's 25 out now. 25.
So if you engage in that kind of activity, no judgment. But if you enjoy the content and you wanna say thanks,
harsh judgment.
Yeah,
I will call you a little bitch.
I've been known to go to Napster.com and download a hot MPEG or an MP3 once in a while. So I get it, kids. I get it. But certainly appreciate the support.
Maybe I shouldn't even said anything.
No, it's fine. It is what it. And you know what?
Bleep that all out. Bleep everything Ben said. Don't cut it, but just bleep it.
Don't bleep it, because I put some safety measures into place. And here's what it is, guys. Even if those leak, I've taken the sneaky move of, so normally with PCB episodes, we have an ad every half an hour. I decided as a compromise, in case people decided they wanted to leak the bonus episodes, what I've done is I've placed ads at the very beginning and the very end, but not throughout the episode. So even if, like, people wanted to pass around bonus episodes and they, whatever, like, just got a ton of views or whatever, we would still get some money, so it's not like a total loss or anything.
Oh,
which I thought was
not gonna...
I mean, it's not gonna make that much of a difference, but it's
gonna make... I mean, we got how many patrons we have? A couple hundred?
Like 300 or so. Something like that.
Yeah. So like,
I get it. I get it.
So if that number gets boosted up to a solid 500.
Well, here's the other thing.
We're gonna make a cool 20 cents a piece on each of those.
Okay, you know what? You might be making a fair point. But the other thing is just that we can also see just like the view counts on the bonus episodes. So like if it goes more than a couple hundred, we know that like okay, some shenanigans are up here. But that's like never happened. So I've been feel pretty confident that most people are. Not stealing it. Although there was that one episode.
I'm just saying, pledge to the Patreon for the bonus episodes, sure. But also just if you like what we do and if you want to support us.
My Patreon, my personal one is just to support my work. So that model is it's not terrible. Okay, let's move on. Next one, we've got a call from Should I Make a Move on Her? Let's see.
No.
Strong no.
Next question.
Next week, I'm gonna see Detective Pikachu with a girl. Should I make a move on her? Like holding hands? Let me know.
No.
Well, Detective Pikachu, it's nice that you're bringing, fucking, like, Clefairy to the premiere of your movie, but... I don't know, man. I mean, I think she resists you, type.
Yeah. What are you gonna tell your grandkids 50 years down the line? Gonna tell you, oh, I met your grandma at Detective Pikachu. No,
you're right.
Don't
do
it.
Are you gonna tell your fucking dog next year that you snogged your girlfriend while watching Pikachu snog Ryan Reynolds?
These men speak wisdom. Instead of all that, what you should do is tell no one as you're alone on your deathbed about all the times you didn't go talk to the girl that you wanted to talk to. That's a much better solution. Yep, I think that's right.
I mean,
only you and God will know how pure you are.
Indeed.
Holding hands would be all right. I would say you should try holding hands. If she's like, get away from me, I hate you, then there's probably something up.
Look,
something's not going to work.
Obviously, any approach or like anything that you do to any girl, like it could be like a great date thing that you're totally into, like, or it could be some kind of sexual assault. I'm just saying, like, like if you just walk up to a random girl, say nothing, and grab her hand, that's like technically assault.
Well, no,
but
he
like,
said he's already going to the thing with a girl.
Right,
so
but
like,
I mean, even if you're going to a girl that you like know
weird.
and you're friends with, like if she's not thinking of you romantically in any way, and you just like make a move, then like you're just setting yourself up for failure. So you got to, I mean, yeah, like okay, here's the little crash course. You can test the waters here, and a lot of this is just sensing how she's vibing and if she's into it. All you got to do is like it's little things like if she's comfortable. Okay, what do you want to do? You want to establish physical connection.
Ask you to let her read your palm. Read her palm.
Oh, okay,
that works
that's
every
a classic
time.
one. That one's a little corny. But like things like
read that palm. Like read that. Palm.
Here's a weird thing. Okay, if anybody's ever gone out and like tried to hit on girls and stuff, you may sense like a weird wall appear, and it's the wall of like the mutual recognition that neither of you have ever physically touched the other person. And as long as that like is there, like there's going to be like a weird kind of aura going on if you're like trying to get to know this person. So what you want to smash through that quickly. And a lot of guys who are friend zoned, or not necessarily friend zoned, but haven't made a move or anything, they don't know about this. And I'm not saying like grope up girls. What I'm saying is like there's nothing wrong with like when you're hanging out with a friend, like, you know, whatever, like touching them on the shoulder briefly or like something.
Give her a high five or whatever.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, exactly.
There's any number of ways to break that initial like touch barrier.
I'm guessing you are at that place, but even if you're beyond that, maybe you've hugged or whatever. Maybe it's not weird between you or anything. But I mean, yeah, just you got to vibe it out, like have fun, get her laughing, and then I don't know. At some point you got to make the commitment, I guess, to try for the smooch or something.
Just go straight for it.
Okay, don't even make it a big like anime Disney like kiss moment. Like be silly and playful, and like when you're having fun, when you're goofing around, you've established physical connection, and you're having fun and laughing. Like, dude, go for like a cheap kiss. Like be silly about it. Like call it a joke. But, you know.
Don't go for the kiss until Mr. Mime appears on screen, and that's your moment. That's your signal.
I don't know.
Also, in general, here's a movie-going power move. You stand on top of the seats in front of you, and you like with your arms crossed. Oh no, yeah, you T-pose while watching the movie
in front of your
and so so that she's looking through your legs at the movie. You do not move.
Embracing your sexuality passively the entire time. Yeah, that's the way to do it. Yeah, give some of that a try.
Well, let us know how it goes.
Yeah. I don't know. Like,
let us know how this advice works out for you.
Please do let us know, because I'm curious.
You got to take the leap at some point, though. You know, you can't get a girl unless you risk losing her.
I mean, that's absolutely true. And like, you know, it's not like pin her down and make out with her. Not that kind of risk, my dude.
Not unless she signs a waiver.
There's going to be a point
in triplicate.
There's going to be a point, and like I don't know. I remember struggling with this a lot. Where like, you know, you're not like letting a girl know you're into her, but at some point she has to be made aware that you're actually into her. And
yes.
I say playfully approaching that, like in a humorous way. While doing a little physical contact, I think is the way to go.
I would recommend a red nose, white makeup, a wig, a rainbow wig,
and one of those flowers that you squeeze and the water comes out.
Yep. Just get her nice and moist.
Say it on a unicycle. You know, that's the new shirt.
If you wouldn't say it on a unicycle, why say it at all? You know, have the courage.
Haha, I like you, honk.
New shirt on the Teespring. Say it on a unicycle.
I get a custard pie, throw it in her face the first moment you see her.
Hey, that's contact, right? Well, not really.
Yeah,
okay, whatever.
break that
all right.
contact barrier.
Hopefully that's enough. Just honestly, just buy a "I'm just being cool" shirt and just be cool, and that's honestly 90% of it. Just be yourself, lol. That's all you gotta do. Okay, let's move on.
That'll fuck him up.
Sure will. We've got a call from Nate is a hypocrite. Spelled with kooky capitalization one. Okay.
HIPP
OCRIT. That's correct. Let's see what we've got. Let's go.
At the risk of reopening a can of worms, I would like for Nate to clarify his stance in regards to the whole subscribe to PewDiePie meme shutdown topic from last week's episode. Because I hear some contradictions with Nate's philosophy, and I just want to give him more credit for more credit than that and let him defend his position.
Steel man me.
Nate has been a staunch defender of the capitalist market and the capitalist system. And this is a perfect example of that. People in the market decided that something was not profitable anymore. You know, the image of subscribe to PewDiePie and all the baggage that comes with that. They made the decision to outwardly not support it. And then the market changed, and this became completely untenable. So PewDiePie made the capitalist financial decision to change his mind to respond to the market so that he could make more money and continue to be a viable brand. I don't really see the issue here because in a capitalist mindset, this is how social ideas are propagated through the whims of the market and through the market forcing good ideas through. So I don't know. I'd like you to clarify, Nate.
Okay, quick response. This will be very simple. You, in your question there, you are embedding the fact that, like, PewDiePie had to do this because there was a giant, you know, whatever, like his brand was suffering. Like, okay, like, I get it. I understand your point there. Like, I don't quite agree with all those points. And just in short, all I want to say is that, like, what you're doing is you're criticizing, or you're coming back to me on, like, the economic level of, you know, this is the way the social landscape was, and PewDiePie reacted to it in a way that made sense logically, and, you know, don't you endorse capitalism? Don't you endorse the free market? My criticism has nothing to do with people choosing to do what they want in response to market forces or anything. My criticism is solely having to do with the social framework that led up to that decision. And it is simply that, like, I don't feel that things needed to go this way. And so that is the focus of my criticism. Obviously, people can do whatever they want, and, you know.
So you do not think, so you're not criticizing PewDiePie for backing off from for saying don't say subscribe to PewDiePie.
I kind of am, but only in the facet of, like, I feel that he is validating this point by, like, acquiescing to, you know, this mob, basically.
This is something I realized after the discussion, and I left a comment on the episode explaining why I think there was so much arguing during that. It's because there is two sort of angles to take this from. There's the viewer's perspective, and then the content creator's perspective. Like, this guy's talking about it's more logical and capitalist to do this stuff, which is what I was arguing at the time. But Nate is more arguing about the fact that socially he wishes that this just wouldn't happen this way.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
My comment is more in-depth. If you go back to the episode, you'll see it somewhere.
Well, I mean, that's all I got to say on this, so, I mean, frankly, we can just move on.
Well, I don't... Wait. Yeah. No, I'm going to prod you, because I don't think you've answered this guy's question.
No? I think I did.
No, because, like, you said that, you still think PewDiePie shouldn't have done it.
Yeah, but not not because I'm actually being counter to myself and being anti-capitalist. I understand you have to do what the market dictates. My criticism is of the social, like, reality. Basically my point is, I wish people would not let these things, you know, influence them.
So you're not criticizing PewDiePie's decision?
Ben, no, in part I am, for one reason. On the other hand, I understand why he made it. That's my point.
Well, if you understand why he made it, and it was the right thing to do for capital reasons, then why would you criticize it?
You must understand nuance, right? There are things to be discussed. It's not just one topic.
I understand that you're trying to have it both ways here.
What the fuck? I don't want to talk about this anymore.
This is exactly why we killed the conversation last time.
Why won't you fucking answer my question?
I answered you 3 times, Ben.
But no, you haven't.
The answer is clear, and we can all understand what Nate's saying. We can all understand.
No, I can't.
Ben, everyone else understands except you. You're the problem.
You haven't.
You're trying to prod him in ways that are trying to make him look bad.
No, you've just given a non-answer.
The answer is that he doesn't have an issue with that side of the debate. That he does not have a problem with the fact that PewDiePie made it for economic reasons. He has issue with the fact that he was forced to make this decision not because of the market problem, but he's just upset. He's just upset that the social that's what the social plane is like right now. That's just upset.
Ben, I'll give you your answer.
So what's to criticize about PewDiePie's decision then?
It's not. It's about the social.
Look,
aspect
Ben,
of it.
That's not what he said.
for fuck's sake, there is two aspects to PewDiePie's decision. There is both the capitalist, good money management thing and the social thing. It's not one or the other.
I'm sorry, but my answer is I'm conflicted on it. I'm so sorry that I don't have a clear yes or no. And it's not about that I just actually hate fucking capitalism. It's actually wrong, and we need to just...
Nate, gotcha.
This is retarded. Let's move on.
It really is. It's that it has both aspects. One, the capitalist Nate agrees with. The other, he doesn't agree with, therefore conflicted.
Yeah, but...
I mean, I get it.
But you... Okay, I'm just confused because when I say that... You like, it seems like your criticism of PewDiePie is something that other people did.
No. Okay, because I said before, my criticism is that I feel he acquiesced, and I think that strengthens their argument. And I mean, again, I might have done the exact same thing because I'm not like an invincible super god of, I won't even say morals, like of whatever, standing up for myself or, fighting on my own behalf or whatever. But to me, what I see is, a little bit of giving in, and I'm just saying my piece. I wish he hadn't. But that's how it seems to me. That's it. Is that more reasonable?
Well, no, but let's continue.
Okay. Gangsters PCP Paradise. Please save us.
No.
Bro, have you guys seen the Sonic movie trailer? It looks so fucking radical, dude. Like, radical radical. Oh my god. Holy shit.
I love it.
It's Gangsters Paradise. That's the song. Been spend the most of lives living in the PCP episode. Been spend the most of lives living in the PCP podcast. Been spending most of lives living in the PCP episode. Give them money on Patreon to see them make bonus episodes.
Hey, all right. You did save us,
fantastic.
Gangsters PCP Paradise.
Let's talk about how mad I am that people are happy that they're fixing Sonic's character design.
Well, okay, so there's the artistic,
it's weird.
Okay, you could say hey man, respect the artist's vision, so, just let them do what they want. But on the other hand, I mean, I never thought this one looked very good. So I guess
I don't think it's not that I think that you need to respect this artist's vision. It's not that I think this is sacred, it shouldn't be changed. It's that, it's like, why would you be happy about anything related to this?
If it's changing, it might improve, I guess.
The design could get better, but I think the problem is the entire...
I get it. It just seems so doomed to begin with. So
if I had seen this trailer and Sonic had looked like Sonic, would I have been like, oh, it looks good?
Well,
no.
Yeah, I guess not.
Of course not.
I've heard probably baseless rumors, but it was interesting as a thought that
Christian cameo
this initial
in the movie?
this initial trailer was made as deliberately really bad, and they had a backup better looking Sonic, and this was all to build hype for the movie, to get people talking
these
about
are the kind of nibbas who would do that shit. The Sonic team.
I don't think that corporation, that seems like a really risky move that I don't see a big company taking.
It's risky, but it's also risky to remake the whole of the animation as well. That's a lot of money they'll have to spend to do that.
Yeah, true. It seems that way though. I don't know. I don't think companies are competent enough. I would probably say that this was not a scheme, but it worked out so well. People are so hyped to hear that they're changing the character design. It seems like it was planned. It's like the new Coke thing. People that think that Coke introduced new Coke just so they could bring back
Coke
classic Coke. Which, I don't know, it's possible. If so, it was an incredibly risky move.
These are very large brain moves that I cannot follow, but I mean, maybe.
I think the reason people are excited in the first place isn't even because, the movie's going to be great now. I think it's just the fucking amazing fact that, this big Hollywood machine that just shits out bullshit is actually listening to constructive criticism instead of just calling out everyone for being fake fans and being gay and yelling at everyone for complaining about something.
I mean, if I had to guess...
That is shocking. That is
that's where the kind of rejoicing is coming from. It's like, wow, it's like there's actually a dialogue happening on this platform designed for dialogue.
What company is making this?
Paramount.
Is this like a Sony Pictures thing? Oh, Paramount, yeah.
They're all owned by Coke anyway.
I want to say a small thought that has come up with the Sonic movie. Okay, so this is going to get a tiny little bit philosophical, but when you are a person with ideas and an ideology, and then you reach a point in your life when you want to reject those ideas that you've had before in your life. And you think to yourself, no, this is not how I should be anymore. I have to stop some of the vices which I have been displaying. I have to make some changes in my life. Then it's easy to look at the way you act and the way that you feel and say, time to do the opposite. This is not working out for me. I need to pull back. And pulling back can be a gradient. It doesn't have to be, you completely turn heel and then whip the other way. And the reason I say this is because I agree with the people who say there's too much cynicism in the online space. There's too many people who are too willing to just shit down movies or, art in general or online creations. People are too cynical and mean and write things off too easily. But that doesn't mean that everything needs to be happy. That doesn't mean that you have to always try and just, steel man or look on the bright side of some issues. Sometimes knee-jerk reactions are valid. You don't have to just pretend the Sonic movie is gonna be good for the sake of being positive.
That's true.
Stop it, please.
I don't know. Maybe it'll surprise us like a fucking
Lego movie. It will
Lego
be glorious. It will be glorious when it's a dumpster fire.
The thing is, I've never liked Sonic, like ever, in any way.
Yeah. Don't encourage people. We can't encourage people to go see the movie like just morbid curiosity, just to see how bad it is. I'll just pour a little more money into the pockets of this company because it's going to be so funny to laugh at them as they laugh all the way to the bank.
I mean, yeah, that's true.
On my dollar.
Fair. But you know what I'm trying to say is that I've seen people, I've talked to people who are like, but it won't be, there's some problems, but look on the bright side. Like, no, I won't. That we don't have to do that for everything. I agree that there could be more of that in general, but it's the Sonic movie.
Look on the bright side. I could spend money. I could spend money to a big corporation. That's the bright side. Somebody's gonna buy a yacht. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that lovely?
Yeah.
That I could contribute to some guy's yacht.
Some guy deserved it, for making the Sonic movie. He took the initiative, he made it happen, and God bless him.
I'm sure whoever stole my bicycle is having a better time with it than I would anyways.
That's so true.
He's gonna
net happiness is
that sounds like an altered comic.
Those bigwig fat cats are gonna enjoy my money more than I would have.
What was that altered comic?
Literally what I just
bike cuck. I believe you're talking about bike cuck.
Yeah.
Based.
He's enjoying my bike more than I would have enjoyed having it.
By the way, a slight addendum to my Sonic stance. I just want to go on the record. I played Sonic Advance 1, 2, and 3, and those were great games. So I don't hate Sonic entirely. I just think that he's kind of lame.
Fucking amazing.
But
Sonic was shit because I played it on my flip phone, and it was the best time of my life.
All right, that's sick. Okay, but check this out. Next voicemail is from Elmo recommends a sword game. So let's see what he's about. Go.
Yes, please.
Hello, everybody. Elmo heard that you all love sword games. The best one Elmo has played is For Honor. It has directional combat.
Hey, we were talking about that.
True.
Stabbies and T-posing. It's like Dark Souls if it was actually good.
Yay!
You play with a controller, so the sword swingies are easier to point. Elmo hopes you all have so much fun. Goodbye.
Bitches.
Bye, Arlo.
Here's some canon lore. That is Red Man's cousin.
Elmo. Yeah, that sounds right. I think I was reminded
Elmo was covered in blood this whole time.
When are we going to Arlo to call in? Guys, I just watched the last episode of the PCP, and I just wanted to comment on Ben Saint's keto recipes. ... That's what I want.
Is he a keto man as well? Is he big?
Oh, you don't know the half of it. Ben,
I don't.
Tell him
look at his physique. Of course
Ben
he is.
Sicko.
Oh my God.
Sicko.
Look at those blue feathers.
He's not a hardcore keto. But didn't I tell you about me getting the that recipe for keto pizza crust?
Yeah. I just didn't know if
Twitter?
that could have been kind of a coincidence if he was doing keto.
I mean,
he's not full keto.
But
he just wanted to lower his carb.
Arlo is what happens when you go full keto.
So he's a coward.
Oh my
So he's a
God.
coward, basically. What is the deal with Elmo? Why do kids like Elmo?
I mean,
because
they're babies.
Because he's got a high voice and they pushed it really hard. I guess.
No, like I've met babies who just fucking are ape shit for Elmo, and I'm like, dude, what's
and I'm
the
like,
deal?
what's even the gesamt Kutzwerk at work here? I don't even fucking get it.
You go down to your local vape shop and all the babies are in there.
Vaping away.
And you start up a little conversation with them. They're talking about Elmo again.
Oh, these guys suck.
It's like, hey, explain it to me. Like, explain Elmo. Like, I want to get it. Like, I want to understand. Like, tell me what it is. Like, what am I
and
missing
they go
here?
goo goo gaga and they take a hit of that vape.
All right, let's get the hell out of here.
Cookie Monster on the Cookie Monster, total killer.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
No, Cookie Monster's a big rowdy.
You know what? I guess he does.
I don't know. He eats baked goods, therefore he can't be a killer because he's not keto.
I mean. I think Big Bird's a killer though.
Big Bird's a juvie.
Kermit the Frog's a killer.
Kermit?
Yeah.
I don't know. He seemed like a real juvie to me.
And
he's like a neutral arbiter of wisdom.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
Oh God. You know, the best thing about living in Slime City is that you can change. You can betray your faction whenever you want. You can contain multitudes. You can be whatever you want to be in New Los Angeles City.
Many.
You can watch the slime economy crumble. In Neo Milwaukee, you can hear this juvie's stomachs rumble.
Well, on that note,
quote.
Quickly, Animal, Red Man's uncle.
Oh, Animal. Oh yeah, okay.
They're all
There's a
canon.
full Sesame Street lore tied in with Red Man. Don't even get him started.
Yeah.
Muppet.
Okay, here we go.
I should try and find out how to buy a Muppet of Red Man.
Unseen Arlo as the chief Muppet Man on YouTube. Okay, here we go. Sheepolution role-playing as a PCP member. Let's commence. Yeah, please email me your voice.
How many more voicemails do I have to listen to? I don't know what these fuckers are doing, but I got a deadline. I got people waiting for me for my next big project. Oh, it will be great. It will be the best thing they'll have ever seen. But I can't finish it as long as these fucking voicemails keep coming up. And they all suck. All the voicemails suck. Oh, I hate them. I wish they all died in a shit. A shitty poopy shit. Yes.
Core of our personality.
So my question is, how accurate does this describe you? Not necessarily right now, but just in general, when you're recording an episode and you're nearing the end, how much do you want it to end so you can continue working on your project?
Unironically, 100%, this is the most related I've ever been to a person on Earth.
Yeah, same. Right now, very specifically now.
I spend the voicemails waiting for riddle my ass back.
Well, you're in luck there, Ben, because we've got one coming up next right here, baby. All right.
Yeah.
Let's get into it immediately.
Yeah.
Here we go. Riddle my ass, Batman. The saga continues right now. Wait, what? Okay, it didn't work. Wait, sorry. Hang on. I don't know what that was about. Okay, copy the link.
Riddle my ass, Batman is canceled.
And, okay, let's try again. Go.
Is your eye better, Batman? Yes, Riddler. Good, because I want you to see the next poor soul you failed to save. Fuck you, Riddler. Just go ahead with the riddles. Riddle my ass, Batman. A river whale on land. I have 4 legs on which to stand. It's my eyes that skim by, watching on the sly. When I'm hungry, it's grass I eat, soaking in Africa's heat. Big and fierce, but cute as well. It's well known that I yell, yawn, and toot. Who am I, Batman? It's the first riddle you've given me that doesn't suck, Riddler. The answer is Hippo. Very well. Riddle release some minions. Thank you, Batman. Thank you, Batman.
Thank you, Batman.
Hippo, I just want you to know that when the dating sim comes out, I'm choosing you as my lover. Wow, well, thank you, Batman. Crash. Holy heartwarming hippos, Batman. I never paid you as a hippo fan. Why not? He's the funniest. By the way, did you bring the stuff? Yes, Batman.
Yeah.
Robin finally arrived on the battlefield. Well, the supplies he brought be enough to save the remaining meters of the PCP. Tune in next time to find out. Same PCP time, same PCP channel.
Woo!
Oh, glorious!
That's why
He
you're
did
the
it.
chieftain of the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
God damn! Once again, every time.
What was it saying? What was that about taking you as his lover?
In the PCB dating sim.
In the PCP dating sim.
Oh,
I guess.
yes.
He's a big
Yes.
fan. He's following at PCB dating daily. Wow. Incredible.
That was
As
great.
always.
I'm flattered.
What a...
And I'm safe.
Yes, you are. Most of us are safe now.
For
I think.
now. For now.
Who's
I'm
still
sure
there? Who's still there?
I think Digi.
I'm sure this is all. I'm sure this is all part of Riddle My Ass's plan.
It could be.
It's all part of his grand
I think
plan.
so. I think he's building to something incredible. But let me see. We got. I think Jesse and Digi are still up there, and anybody else? I can't think of anybody else. I don't know.
The Devu.
No, Devu's been saved. Devu's
No, we
saved.
got Devu.
Oh, did we? Oh.
I think that was last episode. Devu
I
was
think everybody
saved.
else is safe. I think there's only those two left, unless I'm forgetting something. But the saga's nearing its conclusion, ladies and gentlemen. Will Batman be able to continue to puzzle out these epic reasoning games? We'll see.
It seems like Riddle My Ass Batman's riddles are getting better.
They are improving. He's growing more powerful.
Batman was very complimentary this
Although
time.
the problem is, with only two people left to choose, it really narrows down the focus of who's going to be the answer.
Yeah. Well,
he's gonna have a tough time with that last one, where there's only one person left.
Well, it'll be Digi, and Digi will have not been on an episode in months, and so he'll forget that he's a member. Be like,
you're right.
Jeff, no, gone.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. But anyway, I guess that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Patreon.com/theprocrastinators. $5 for the bonus episodes. Last bonus episode was a hot quiz, baby. We're taking quizzes. We're diving deep into our psychological profiles, and we learn about our, let's just say it a low light core, a sort of dingy
like the absence of warmth. You could say.
The absence
Like there
of
was
light
just
core. There's a lot going on with that.
there was just something deep, and I almost want to say another word that starts with the D, but I just can't think of it right now. But yeah, just something really like deep in the depths of depravity.
Sort of like Nightcore.
Yes,
Yeah, but way better and way more.
I have no idea what you could comedically be alluding to.
You'll see. Well, that you'll find out for $5 on patreon.com/theprocrastinators. Hippo. At TPCrastinators. Follow us on Twitter for updates and whatnot. And other than that, I guess we will see you next week, ladies and gentlemen. Have a beautiful day. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah. I'm supposed to